Turn it up, it's talking wrestling time. Pond Water and Amy, partners in crime. Dropping facts with laughs and trivia too. Pro wrestling tales coming straight to you. Stories wild and questions quick. Amy and Dave with the perfect kick. Tune in every week, don't miss the ride. Wrestling knowledge served with pride. Talking wrestling, it's a wild ride. Dave and Amy kicking ass on the wild side. Grab a chair and join the spree. It's all about the wrestling fantasy. They rant, they rave, they won't behave. Wrestling fans, come out your cave. It's time to party and misbehave. Talking wrestling, time to go. Ring the bell and start the show. They rant, they rave, they won't behave. Wrestling fans, come out your cave. It's time to party and misbehave. Talking wrestling, time to go. Ring the bell and start the show.
Hello and welcome in, everybody, for another exciting edition of Talking Wrestling with Pond Water and Amy. I'm Pond Water Dave, so that means that she has to be the first lady of the Arn Anderson fan club, Miss Amy Vaughn. How are you, Amy?
I'm good. I'm out of town. I'm not in my usual background. And but I'm doing good. It's been really good. I am in the great state of Texas.
Smile when you say that.
I think about you every day. I think about when I'm here. I'm thinking, man, this is where Pond Water's from.
That is God's country.
God's country. I don't know if I'm ready to call it that, but it is still nice.
Yeah, but enough of that. Joining us tonight is my good friend, wrestling manager extraordinaire, podcast host extraordinaire from inside the around the Indies, the brilliant one, Brandon Turner. Brandon, how's it going?
Man, it's going great. How's it going on y'all's end? Anytime you got the brilliant one on the show, Amy, I need you to stay out of my DMs. We'll talk about that later. But
okay, thanks for putting me on blast right in front of you.
I didn't know. Are we live? I didn't know it was live.
That's all right. There's only 3 people watching right now. We're doing this exclusively on YouTube tonight.
Oh, cool.
So I wasn't good enough for the other platforms. I'm just going to be good enough for YouTube. Is that what you're saying?
I felt that you were the caliber of guest that I could finally get everybody to quit piddling around on Twitter and Facebook and come on over here to where we need you on YouTube.
Dave, I don't know where you've been, but Twitter is not a thing no more. It's called X. Make sure you get it right.
Do I like this when I say it? It's always the Twitter to me.
Well, one of my personal friends, he bought it,
known as
so
Twitter. Well, Brandon, before we talk about this exciting new podcast that you have, I want to talk about your wrestling background and how you got in and what exactly was your fandom growing up.
Man, I remember watching Wrestlemania 4, 1988 with my grandfather. Watching Macho Man win the title, and I was very mad. I was not a happy camper. I wanted Ted DiBiase to win the title that night. Was a big $1 Million Man fan. That's where it started. Then I became a big Rick Rude fan from like 89 to 90 in his run in WWE. I mean, I continued on liking him, but that was my favorite run was between 89 and 90. He did the Ultimate Warrior. He did the pose down at the Royal Rumble. He did the cage match with the Warrior at SummerSlam. Those were some of my fondest memories. And then there was just one person I couldn't stand. That was Hulk Hogan. I was just never a Hulkamaniac. Didn't like Hogan until he joined the NWO. But once I got into it, like around, I want to say WrestleMania 9, which is funny enough, this year's WrestleMania is in Las Vegas, and that one was in Las Vegas. that's when I just super like, I'm going to do this. I want to become a wrestler. I want to do something. Bobby Heenan was one of the greatest commentators, managers of all time. I learned a lot from him just watching his tape and stuff. And then when I turned 18, I said, man, I'm 100. At the time, I was 140 pounds soaking wet. And I'm like, not much more than that now, but I was 140 pounds. Like, I'm not going to be a wrestler. Even though I had sent a promo tape to Billy D. McClain at NWA Battle Zone back in the day. I didn't know where wrestling schools were. That was one of the wrestling schools I looked at. I also looked at Allentown with Wild Sika in Pennsylvania. And I was just like, man, what am I going to do? And it just kind of went to the wayside. And then about 6 or 7 years ago, maybe a little longer, went and trained with Steve Starr a little bit down at the farm at SWA. Oh. And that's how I got into the wrestling business. But I've always been a fan of wrestling since I was 4 years old.
Well, with Steve Starr, you got in right. He'll teach you right.
Oh yeah, I mean, Steve's a great guy. He was training me to be a ref, and I got into it doing that, and I did a bunch of shows for him. As a matter of fact, a lot of them was during COVID too, that we did it in empty buildings, just taping for the TV shows. And that's just how I got started. But I'll say this with Steve, Barry Wolf was there too. It was just a fun time. I was driving an hour and a half to training. Going an hour and a half to training and then coming home.
I know. By the time you get home, your body stiffens up on you, and you can't wait to go back and do it again.
Exactly. I mean, I woke up the next morning. I was like, let's go back after work. You only got 2 hours of sleep, but hey, let's go back.
Well, you mentioned WrestleMania 9's what bit you. You mentioned that you didn't like Hulk Hogan. So when Hogan showed up for the main event, ended up
the TV off.
Yeah, like, how did that? It sounds like me and you were on the same page there. I didn't watch it live, but when I heard Hogan was a champion, I'm like, wait, what? How did? But I didn't know if that.
I didn't watch it live either. I watched it on VHS, but at that time, that's when I'd been watching it since I was 4.
Mm-hmm.
The 1993 Royal Rumble was just always out. I mean, I know the 92 Rumble tops, that Ric Flair winning it. And but 93 Rumble always holds a special place in my heart because that pay-per-view I did buy, that's when the bug started forming. By the time I watched WrestleMania 9, because, really it come out on VHS like 3 weeks after the show.
Mm-hmm. And
I started watching it and seeing Shawn Michaels and Tatanka. A lot of people want to crap on the match. I thought it was a good opener for that. And I was always a big Shawn Michaels fan, even when he was with the Rockers. Shawn Michaels was my favorite. I also loved the Steiners and the Head Shrinkers match. Those two were the ones that got me. But the match that it clicked when I saw this match, and you're going to laugh when you hear this. Doink versus Crush.
The finish.
Yes, the finish.
The finish was brilliant. I don't have a lot good to say about that WrestleMania. I watched the documentary.
There's not a lot, but here's the thing. Here's the good things about that WrestleMania. It was theatrical. It showed you the entertainment side of it, which I liked. I liked the entertaining part. You look at Bobby Heenan coming out on the camel backwards. One of the greatest moments in the history is also Jim Ross's first WrestleMania.
Yeah,
and
they put him in a toga.
Yeah, in a toga. Yeah, it was not like saying this. It was not one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time.
Remind us of what was the finish of Crush versus Doink.
All right, so
go ahead.
Well, Doink and Crush had this thing. Well, he had hit him over the back, like injured him with a fake arm. And it was made of that plaster or whatever. But anyway, the finish was Crush had Doink beat.
Mm-hmm.
Then another Doink shows up, hits Crush in the back of the head with the arm, and then here's two doinks in the ring doing the simultaneously. Dave, you could probably explain a little bit better.
They did the mirror. Like
Yes.
they did
they
the
look,
mirror.
they're standing looking at each other, and they do the
Like
they're looking in
mine.
a mirror.
Yes.
But it
Okay.
was
That
but it
That's
but it was
what made
twin,
me
it was
flip.
twin magic. It was twin magic long before twin magic.
I like
and
that.
They took that
Matt
classic.
Bourne.
Yeah.
Matt Bourne as the doink, that was the doink. I mean, when you look at like that cartoonish era in wrestling, and you look at how animated it was with doink, and a lot of people remember the face doink, which was nothing. That was terrible.
Well,
But
that
the
finish
heel
was a
doink.
lot like the old mask wrestlers, like the
Yes.
Super Destroyers would do the Super Destroyers. Then of course the twin tag teams would start doing it.
Mhm.
But used to the masked ones would do that all the time because the fresh guy would get out, the fresh guy'd slip in.
We've seen the Killer Bees do that. They'd wear masks to the ring.
For them to do that with the clowns was just, that to me was a highlight. Have you seen the documentary yet, Brandon?
No, I have not. I've been wanting to see. I didn't even know it was about WrestleMania 9 until about a minute ago.
I can tell just what you're talking about, the production and everything. When you see that documentary, it's going to take to a whole nother level for you, because they were shooting backstage to the point where, like, Undertaker wants to know, why are you filming me?
Oh, I bet.
Because they weren't doing that kind of stuff. These tapes.
Now, how much did they show behind the scenes?
A lot.
Oh,
Is this on what documentary are you talking about, Dave?
WrestleMania 9. It's now available on Peacock.
I think it's called the spectacle.
Okay.
The spectacle of WrestleMania or something like that. Yeah.
But you go to WWE Peacock. It's right there on the splash page.
See, look, when I was on Peacock, this is how I figured it out, because I was going on Peacock and it just popped up Hulk Hogan sitting up there. I thought it before I read it, I was like, okay. I thought it was like a spectacle of how WrestleMania came about, how it was over the years evolved. I didn't know it was just WrestleMania 9.
Cool.
Yeah, it's all WrestleMania 9, going to Vegas, changing the business.
Man, a lot of people can look at that WrestleMania, they can crap on it, they can do whatever they want to it, but at the end of the day, if you're a kid, you're 9, 10 years old, which at the time I think I was 10, maybe 11, I don't know. That's giving my age away a little bit too much. But anyway, you're caught up by it. And that's what caught me with the whole two doinks and stuff. And I'm just like locked in. I'm like, I want to do this. And you're sitting here saying, really? Because you saw doink? I'm like, yeah.
Well, I understand completely, but mine was, which well documented that I was watching World Class, and I wanted to be David Manning because I knew I couldn't be a wrestler.
Well, you're Super Dave, though. You're not David Manning. I mean, you're Super Dave, the greatest independent wrestling referee that's ever existed.
Mm-hmm.
Outside me. But,
thank you, sir. You're too kind.
I mean, I would. I had George Strong on my podcast today. You can go check it out.
I noticed that dropped.
Yeah, I had you and him back to back, and in my opinion, the ones that I've been around, those are the top two refs I've been around. I know that, like, there's several times you come and worked when I owned AWA, and George did too. And I knew I never had to worry about you two, because everything was going to go fine, whatever you did. If we said, hey, Angel's going to take you out, you were all good with it. And I knew it was going to work. I knew y'all were going to make it work.
Well, let me ask you about your podcast. It's around the Indies, but on the graphics, you put Indy LimeLight. So,
all right, so
I'm confused. Is it around
it's
or is
around
it Indy LimeLight?
All right, it's around the Indies is the name of the channel.
Right.
All right, we have different shows. We got Indy LimeLight, which is going to be starting in next week or so. It's going to be Tuesdays and Fridays. You're going to see an interview from the independent wrestling scene. Then we have a show that we call Weekend Preview, which previews the shows that are coming up on the weekend. And then we got a new show that we're doing on Mondays where we'll highlight stuff. And, well, I'm going to just say this. I had a bad experience with Cruel. I don't know if you know who Cruel is.
We're well aware of who Cruel is.
I do.
All right. Okay. Well, I had a bad experience with him, and I will be expressing my feelings on that Monday.
Oh, no. Did he put his hands on you?
No, he did not. I don't think he had the balls to come put his hands on me.
Really? That's
he's a big old boy.
That's what I was going to say.
He can be a big old boy, but he's also what's the word I'm looking for here? He's somebody I wouldn't book ever on a show again.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you a little tidbit. Booked him 4 months in advance, and he gets booked on another show at the same night as mine.
Oh, okay.
Does not tell me.
Mm.
And I saw it, and I waited for him to tell me.
Oh.
And he didn't tell me. Luckily, I'm a little bit smarter than I look. Had already filled the spot just in case.
Mm.
And then 2 days ahead of time, I hit him up. I said, looks like you're booked on another. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I've been meaning to tell you. Well, the time I saw it, you've had 2 weeks to tell me, and you ain't told me yet. And I'd already spent money on an airplane ticket, hotel room, and you're not going to tell me? That's called unprofessionalism. And in my book, you're an indie talent, and I'm not talking down to indie talent, but you're indie talent. You're not selling me no tickets.
Hmm.
You know, you're not putting 10,000 people in the seat to make me rich. So you just cost me money without being on my show, and then you're going to tell me, well, I'm obligated to be this because it's IWTV. I don't care what it is. You made a commitment to me first, and you didn't have the gall to tell me. He could have told me, and I would have probably been a little bit more acceptable to it, but he didn't. So
yeah, card's always subject to change, but there's no reason to go radio silent.
Yeah, I mean, well, here's my thing. If you have something come up, if you're obligated to it, that's fine. You know, I'll eat whatever the deal is, but at least you tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you're going to sit there and you're booked on another show, and you're not going to tell me? That's just unprofessional. I have dealt with many people while booking shows with names. Alexander Hammerstone, one of the greatest people that I've ever booked. Richard Holiday, one of the greatest people I ever booked on a show. And loved having them on the show and would have them on a show again. And I've had people cancel on me that I had stuff situated for, but they told me. And I had no ill will towards it. But, you know, as soon as I said that, and I said, well, I know I wasn't getting no money back on it. I wasn't, that wasn't what made me mad. But I did send in the text. Well, I spent $300 on an airplane ticket. And to this day, that was 2.5 years ago. I have not heard nothing out of him yet.
Mm.
Anyway. So now that I got that off my chest.
Well, so you got something going on your network. You're pushing your network hard and heavy. I mean,
I'm trying
5 days a week. It sounds like 5-6 days a week.
Yeah, trying to do 5 days a week.
Are you doing it by yourself, or do you got co-host? Or
I got one co-host, Nick Hunter. He used to. I believe you know him. I don't want to. Dave, I know you know him. You've been around him at AWA, but I can't say because he was also a worker in the business, and I just don't want to give his alias out. But yeah, he does some of the shows with me, a couple of shows a week, and then the interviews is just me and whoever's on the show. Like we got Ryan Razor's coming up tomorrow. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's been down the coast, kind of a horror film kind of character style to him, like Leatherface. He comes on, we talk. We got a lot of he was a horror fan growing up, believe it or not. But we talked to him. We got Lucy Blade on Friday, female wrestler on Independence. Then we had one of your friends on last Saturday, Big Booty Judy.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she's tearing it up on the East Coast right now.
Yeah, she was really
from Huntsville, and she's down in Georgia and Tennessee. She's putting in the miles and doing the work.
She really is, and I was watching a lot of her stuff, and she's phenomenal. And to only have been like fully in the business a year, she's leaps and bounds above a lot of the women wrestlers on the independent scene right now. So, and we also got one that's coming in that may be in the works. I'm not going to reveal the name. Don't want to mess that up yet. But former WWE guy to come in, maybe even won a contest to get on to get in WWE. But I'll just give you that much.
Okay.
And then
hey, I really respect that you're shining a spotlight on, and that's what we do here.
Mm-hmm.
We like to have a lot of fun, and sometimes like later in the show we're gonna give our predictions for WrestleMania 41. But week in, week out, we try to first and foremost promote indie wrestling. That's our mission statement.
Well,
and the stars of tomorrow are in the independents today.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's my thing, man. Is like I love independence. I'm not trying to make money on doing the podcast. I'm just trying to have fun, spotlight the independent wrestlers. Because to be honest with you, if you supported the independent wrestling, I mean, it could be great. Because there's a lot of good shows out there, like BIW and stuff. GCW. There's a lot of different promotions that put on great shows. And you want to spotlight them. You want to get eyes on the independent scene, because when you talk about independent wrestling, what do you hear? Game Changer, Beyond, places up in the north or the West Coast, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla and stuff. But you don't ever hear about a lot of the stuff that we have in the South, a lot of the great talent we have down here.
It's like nobody thinks anything happens below OVW.
Exactly. And then OVW to me, and I just say this, OVW hasn't been nothing since Cornette and them left. And I know Al Snow's running it. Good job he's doing. But it lost its luster when WWE left. It just became another independent to me. Well, I'm tearing walls down right now. I shouldn't be doing it, should I? I mean, there's a lot of history behind WWE. Yes, my cat had babies, so she's sitting.
Okay. Normally it's my dog. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, are you going to show us?
Well, I can show you. I can show you her because I'll give you a little story. Give me just a second. Come here,
Okay.
Hogan.
Hogan. Did you say the cat's name is Hogan?
This is Hocus.
Oh, Hocus. I thought you called him Hogan.
Well, there's a funny story behind the word Hocus.
Well, I thought you called the cat Hogan, and I was about to bust you on your hatred for Hogan.
Oh, no.
Complete bullshit. But now you've corrected me.
Yeah, it's Hocus, and honestly, I'm not a cat person. I'm a dog person. I got a dog named Enzo.
Uh-huh.
The cat come home, and this is literally back in October, about 2 weeks before Halloween. Come home, and somebody's done put a cat out in our yard. And she's just out there. So, I mean, she must have been a house cat, I was thinking, because she came right up to my wife. My wife starts petting her. We take her the next day, get everything, done. She's healthy. She's great. Everything's good. I was like, all right, well, I guess she's ours now because she just showed up. And my wife named her Hocus after the movie Hocus Pocus.
Uh-huh.
And so she's got 4 little kittens here that are all black as well, except for one which has got orange in its face and orange on its back, but it's black all everywhere else. So that's how that happened. And me not being a cat person, hadn't had a cat in 25 years, and now I've got one. Yeah.
There you go.
And I'm sitting in here. Usually it would be pretty
You
quiet.
didn't adopt a cat, and a cat adopted you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what my wife said.
And Hocus is the mama.
It's usually quiet in here, but I've had to move the kennel in here with the cats because the dog wants to eat the babies, or at least wants to taste them because he tried to put them in his mouth a couple of times.
All right, I just want it noted that I'm going to completely let that go and not go with the obvious humor that I'm so well known for at this time.
Go with it.
I'm not going to do it tonight.
Stay strong, Dave.
But just know that it's killing me. It's down deep.
You know, like Bob
Willie,
Barker says, you better spay those kitty cats, or you went from 1 to 5. You'll go to 25 before you know it.
Well, here's the thing. I found out that you got to get them. You can only get them fixed at certain times because when they go in heat, you can. So I'm waiting for that certain time to hit.
Yes.
And then she's headed up there because
focused.
Are you going to keep all of the cats? What are you going to do? You know?
This older man that I know, he already has 1,000 cats.
Right.
But he wants another one.
No.
Or his wife does. And he's like retired military. And I was like, well, you think about it, you're like, well, he's already got so many cats. You're like, is he really going to be able to take care of them? So I go to this man's house all the time, and I'm just like, yeah, he can take care of them. And if you know what I mean.
And it's good to have them around. I mean, here in Mississippi, they're good. They're mousers. If you got cats, there's a good chance you might not have snakes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, see, I've not ever seen a rat anywhere near my house, and I've never had a cat, like I said. But the snake part, that is definitely that's definitely something I want to keep away from my house. I hate snakes.
Yeah.
I can deal with anything but snakes.
Mm.
See, I'm colorblind because I don't have the luxury of trying to analyze whether it's a poisonous snake or not. I just snake bad. I don't have that luxury. I don't have that luxury to try to figure it out.
I got a funny story real quick if you're good with it.
Come on.
It happened when I was I was probably about 11 or 12. About 12, 11 or 12. I was at my grandpa's house, and like I said, he was a big wrestling fan. And I remember having the VHS tape for SummerSlam 94, Undertaker versus Undertaker. Remember that?
Yep.
All right. So you remember back in the day, you had the VHSs, and they slid down like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's just take a minute to when we went to the video store and there was a wrestling VHS tape. I mean, I didn't even want to really watch WWF because I was an NWA guy.
Right.
But when you saw it and their packaging was so good, like either they slid or sometimes you had the plastic that would actually open up.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there was and it would hold the tape. But to be able to go to the video store and either rent or buy a wrestling tape was a big damn deal back in the late 80s.
Oh, yes, it was. And as speaking of that, you done brought up another memory, but let's finish this one first. This one's got to do with a snake. So I'm at my grandpa's. That VHS tape case has been empty. Like the tape somewhere, but the case is empty. And man, I picked up that case. I don't know how long it had been sitting there, but I picked up that case. I look in it and I thought I saw some change. And I pour it out and it's a snake. Like a little snake. I jumped and started screaming, and all I could hear my grandpa say was, "Brandon, where are you at? Your sister's screaming."
When we got our house, we were going to brick around the bottom of it, and my wife's uncle used to haul bricks. So up around the Philadelphia area, they had all these bricks out in the field. And her cousin said, "Hey, if you want these bricks, come out here and put them on pallets, and I'll put them on truck and bring them down to you." So she's sentimental. I'm not wanting to stack.
I'm already getting nervous on this one.
I'm not wanting to stack these bricks. Well, when they put these bricks out there, it was a field, but nature's grown up around it over 30 years.
Oh.
So I go out there and we're trying to get the pallets up close so we don't have to walk too far with them. And right off the bat, there's pine needles all over the top of one of these stacks of bricks. And I go over and I take my arm and I swipe those pine needles off, and there's this big old black snake. And I screamed. Brandon admitted it. I'll admit it. I screamed. Tristan and his friend Skylar that came to help were laughing at me, and they're like, "What color is it?" I said, "I don't know." So now the rest of the day, every time I go over to pick up a brick, man, I'm looking around, and it was just
that
anxiety from that day is just, and we still got some out by the tree line. And I talked about doing something around the flower beds. And Stephanie said, "Well, you can go out there and get them bricks." I said, "Those bricks will never be moved."
Yeah, they're going to be there forever.
I
fully agree. When it comes to snakes, like I can deal with a spider, I can deal with anything, but a snake, I don't know what it is. It makes my skin curl. I mean, I'm just like, oh.
Well, I got a story for you, Brandon, then, if you want to hear it about making your skin crawl. So we were at our house, and we have a big wreath on our front door. And my daughter's boyfriend at the time, we were just all on the couch, whatever, and he looked over and he was like, there was a snake in the wreath on the outside. So we could see it. Like, I don't know how it got up the door. I don't know how it got in the wreath, but we could see it like sliding around the wreath. And then you're just like, no, I don't think anybody screamed, but at first we were like, what? Like you're mistaken. And then we all see it. And then like you have to go out the back door to go around. You can't open the front door because you don't know anything about this snake, where if it would, like you said, jump out at you or whatever. And then so my husband had to go take care of that, but it was entwined in our wreath on the door. Ugh.
Oh my God.
Oh my. Well, real quick before we move, because I got one thing I want to say about an old time thing, but does anybody ever remember the TV movie? It was made for TV, Rattlers or whatever. There's a movie about snakes.
Yes.
I would not have watched it. No.
I didn't mean to watch it. I didn't.
Kingdom of the Spiders got me pretty bad too.
With
William
this
Shatner.
Rattlers or whatever. Look, a dude got bit while he was on the toilet.
Nope.
And I used to look at the toilet all the time, just thinking there better not be one coming up out of there.
Oh, dude! When I go, it's a true story. When I go in the restroom at night, I'll flick the light on just so I can make sure there ain't nothing in the toilet.
Oh
yeah.
And then I turn the light back off because it's bright. I've been
yeah. I'm the same way. Like when I go to the bathroom, I'll do that too. But yeah, I'm cutting the light out.
You remember even in Lonesome Dove, there's that scene. It's like one of the last shots of the one episode, and the guy was in the river, and like it was all water moccasins, and he got bit on his face. Oh,
no,
yeah.
That's.
Well, this conversation degenerated quickly.
No kidding. I'm in a hotel, but I'm looking around like it's a snake gonna be up here.
But the thing is, you
just got to worry about scorpions. Just shake your shoes out.
Don't even see. You're getting other things started up to make me. I don't know about scorpions either, but I'll just go ahead and say this. I got a tape. Well, actually, in my dad's, I have several VHS. You're talking about the plastic that open up.
Mm-hmm.
Of WWF matches.
Ooh.
Oh.
Jimmy Hart was actually in a match in Madison Square Garden wearing his jumpsuit, where I got one of my actual ideas from. Dave, you was at the Mississippi Rumble that year. I wore my Richard Simmons outfit, wasn't you?
I was. That's when George got to do the referee spot.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was something.
Hey, you want to know something? Also, when you're using a green screen, it's best not to drink a green drink.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty neat how you would look like we could tell, and then
It's a
then
green
you went all
can,
science.
so-
Then you went all science fiction.
Yeah, it's a. I don't want to give the beer the flavor that I'm drinking too much publicity unless they're going to sponsor your show. But
Mm.
Well,
yeah,
I like
you can't see it.
I like the green screen.
Yeah,
We got Koloff on the to my right of you.
yeah. Coal off, and then
This
you
show
got
always needs
the
more
brilliant
Koloff.
one, baby.
I see you over there. Who's in the middle?
You know,
Oh, more Koloff.
and me. That's our first picture together. I think, Dave, you remember that very well. You know, the last time that we was on here, and Amy was up in here trying to hit on me and all that, but you know, the last time we were on here, we couldn't stand each other, right? Now he's my client, so you know, that's how it works. He knows what it takes to win. He needs the brilliant one.
I want to thank everyone that's riding with us over in the chat. Willie, I've got your message marked.
Oh my God! Don't tell me that is Willie Buck. That
that's
piece
Willie,
of trash.
That's Willie Thornbrew.
I feel
Believe it
say
or not,
Willie
we have
Buck.
2 Willies.
Well, Willie Buck gets up on here. He's a piece of trash, and I'll smack him back down.
Oh no. Oh no. But Willie's got a good question, and we're going to kick off our WrestleMania segment with it. So I wanted to recognize him. Ben Jones from Australia. Good morning, Ben. We're worldwide, baby. On this YouTube.
Ben from Australia. I was down under one time.
Let me ask you. Before we move forward. You got any events coming up that you're going to be on?
I'm going to be on Crusade Pro coming Saturday night, Poplarville, Mississippi. I'll be with my client, Vladimir Koloff. I'll be at Pro Wrestling Ego April the 25th. Conehatta, Mississippi. I'll be with Koloff there as well. And then got a few dates after that, but got the Mississippi Rumble May the 10th. May make an appearance there. So, you know, we'll see. But this Saturday night is Crusade Pro Wrestling's first event, their debut event.
Oh, cool.
I'll be there for that one in Poplarville. And then Pro Wrestling Ego's running in Conehatta, which is not but about 40 minutes from my house. So I will be going to that as well with Koloff. So there you go.
Good deal. We're gonna add one to the mix here. At this time, I want to welcome to the show from Drunken Pop. It's Timmy C. Brandon.
Tried to add myself early, actually.
Oh my God.
Don't think you can hide a hazy little thing IPA from me either.
Yeah.
I could tell what that can was. Don't be.
I'm not going to hide your cousin either, because I can tell that too. But yeah, it's a little hazy IPA. Yes, it is. That's one of my. It's not my favorite, but it's one of my favorites. I like IPAs. My favorite IPA right now is Tropic Force by Voodoo Ranger.
I like it. You should try. If you like a tough IPA, Rheingeist out of Cincinnati is good.
Hold on. You broke up on me there. I couldn't hear what you said on that one.
Rheingeist out of Cincinnati is good. You can usually find that about anywhere. And they make one that's called hazy. Shit. Juicy.
Hazy.
Juicy,
Shit. I want to hear that commercial.
Juicy Truth. Juicy Truth. It's a hazy.
I've had Juicy
IPA.
Truth. Yes, Juicy Truth is good. And I like Lagunitas IPAs. I know that's just a regular one, but that's one of my go-tos as well. So, Amy, why do you keep sending me your hotel number here on my phone? I done told you. You know,
why is Amy in a hotel?
I'm working, believe it or not.
Oh.
Actually, let me reset.
One of those hourly joints. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I forget. I work with guys. No, I am
Boy,
out of
All this
town.
shit comes out when we're not on on Facebook and X.
Mayfield, Kentucky's finest hourly hotel.
No, I am actually in Texas for a work conference.
Mm.
So that's fun.
So when do they start having conferences? Like, is everything with corporate now?
Hey, you gotta make $1, right?
You had any good food there?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't ventured too much. I'm gonna go out with a friend tomorrow night, and there's some places I've seen around barbecue wise that I think we're
Of
gonna
course,
try
it's Texas.
check out. I don't know though, Kentucky, we got some good barbecue. I don't
Run those
know.
by me. Run those by me before you go.
Okay, I definitely will.
She
But
said that continental breakfast was nothing fancy.
Oh well, look. You just brought up continental breakfast, so you brought up a story.
Oh.
My niece, she's part of HOSA. She does these HOSA things for school.
Mhm.
So they had a HOSA competition in Jackson, Dave, not far from us, and they put them up in Jackson. Which, if you're from this area, you know Jackson's not a great place. And
The
they
No.
put
place
'em-
to get a Waffle House breakfast
Oh well, listen to this.
and
So
shot.
they put them up at the Hilton in Jackson. I'm thinking, okay, semi-safe, whatever. She messages my mother-in-law the next morning. She says, they're not going to feed us, Mimi. And I'm like, what do you mean they're not going to feed you? She's like, they told us downstairs for the continental breakfast, only one per room. So four students in a room, only one of them can eat. So they had to go out and get biscuits. And I'm sitting here thinking, they're trying to cheat them. I said, what do you mean? A whole family comes in and only one of them out of the room can eat the cotton. What is it? A donut and coffee? I mean, come on.
Right.
That's
I'm
I'm
It's
getting
just
pretty good on that. I'm getting pretty good on that waffle iron gimmick that they got now.
The flippy waffle iron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do them at home, but man, I think
Become a
I'm
Belgian
Gordon Ramsay
waffle expert.
I think I'm Gordon Ramsay when I'm staying at a cheap hotel.
I bet you are. I bet you try to pretend you are him.
2/3 of Drunken Pop in the house. TJ Stevens, what's going on,
Oh,
TJ?
so it's okay to get drunk on here, right?
Oh yeah.
It's in our name.
That's our whole show. What are you talking about?
'Cause I'm gonna pour
Man, I'd love to be that then.
I'm gonna pour myself some Bullet Rye right now.
I myself am drinking the Arnold Palmer light half and half. I didn't mean to buy the light one, but it ain't bad.
I'm drinking the Arnold Palmer with vodka in it. The good one.
I'm hanging out with Diet Mountain Dew.
Nice. Nice.
Well,
So
before we kick this thing off, Willie Thornbrew has a great question. We all know match placement is important. How would you start WrestleMania night 1 and night 2? Thank you, Willie. We'll start with Brandon since he's.
I
Looking
think we
at
better
territory.
go on to Amy and Mr. Inbred in the middle here. What's your name? Tina C? Tina C? Tina C? Now, if I was going to start WrestleMania, and I'm just going to be honest with you, dead honest, I've not kept up with the matches, but if you're going to start out WrestleMania night 1, you want to start out as hot as you can start it. Now, I know that they had Kevin and Sammy lined up for it, but Kevin had to have surgery or whatever. I thought that would have probably been a top notcher to start out night 1, but let's go to somebody else and see, and I may tune in here in a second.
Well, when I start running through the PDFs, if you think you see one that you think would be a great opener for night 1 or 2, let us know.
Well,
I
hey,
will.
I think I have an idea. I think you start off with Gunther and Jey Uso because I think Jey Uso's going to win.
No.
Yeah, I think
Are they
he's
that
going to
dumb
win.
to put the title on him?
You said you hadn't even been watching it. He is.
I've kept up with the main stuff. Okay.
He is white hot. The crowd loves
I don't
him.
care if he's white hot or whatnot. He is not a main eventer. He can call himself a main eventer just like Dave can. Don't mean he is one.
I still think he could be a good little transitional. This title's doing nothing for Gunther
So
at
he's
all.
gonna be Bret Hart. Yeah, you're right. It's not.
I'm not
He's not
getting into
that
the whole
bad.
Bret Hart.
He's not
getting
that
into
bad.
that.
Come on now.
Full disclosure. Full disclosure. The yeet pisses me off.
Well,
But
we know why it
people
pisses
love
you
it.
off, fanboy Fury.
Oh, well,
Here's my thing.
I got my boy's mask back here.
Yeah. Hey, you paid a good penny for that one. But here's the thing. The yeet, I can understand the yeet. We know Ray Fury's been doing it for years.
mhm.
I can understand that pisses me off. What gets me is the fact that the throwing the hands and stuff. My niece, my little niece, my 1-year-old niece does that. And I
Told you.
told my brother-in-law, I said, you do not teach her to do these things. Teach her great things, not dumb things like that. That's like the Hulk Hogan thing. That's just dumb.
But see, again, you just made my point. Your 1-year-old niece is doing that, and everybody.
That's because
that-
1-year-olds are impressionable. You can, if you can tell them what to do, and they're going to do whatever.
Well, I think that would be a great way to open the show and him win, because number one, his entrance is going to be phenomenal. People are going to be
I'm
ready
sorry, I'm
for it.
stealing too much thunder here, Amy. I just
No,
want to
no.
say this, okay?
Okay.
Or ask you this. Why do you want him to win? What is it about him that makes him so great that you want him to win?
Well, like I said, I think the crowd is really behind him. I don't see
Who
him
cares
holding it.
about the consumer? Nobody cares about the people buying tickets, do they? Huh?
I don't know. Sometimes they do. They have whiffs of it. And like I said, I don't think this title is doing anything for Gunther. I don't know what.
I'm still
sorry.
old enough to remember WrestleMania 30.
Oh man, I remember my brother-in-law was at WrestleMania 30 and I was at work. And all I remember him sending me, I was like, I'm gonna watch WrestleMania when it's over. Don't send me nothing. He texts me 21-1. And I threw my phone, broke. It was an old iPhone. It was like, I don't know.
TJ, what would you start? What would you kick the whole thing off with?
I'm gonna. I will say that in a second, but I'm gonna say this: Jey Uso is not gonna start the show because they're gonna want to save his entrance for nighttime. But I would say the hottest, arguably the hottest and most controversial rivalry you have right now is Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton. So I'd probably start with that.
You just gave Dave a happy over here. You know how he is with them flares.
Oh yeah.
Very good point, though, TJ, about the nighttime.
I didn't
Think
consider
about
that.
I didn't either.
That's why he's smarter than y'all.
I would say Jimmy Uso and Gunther is probably going to be the semi-main on night one.
All right, Tim.
Well, I would take
That's
my
Tina.
top two women's matches and my top two men's matches. I would open night one with my second men's match and close it with the top women. I would open my second night with the second women's match and close it with my big match. It's gonna be Cena, Cody.
I think they already said night one. Aren't they closing with Punk, Roman, and Seth?
Yeah, they're calling that shit the main event for.
Well, they're doing it for one reason: to give Punk the main event, so he can say, "I was the last thing on the show that night."
Yep.
You can call me Tonto, but that don't make Amy the Lone Ranger.
You can't spell Tonto.
Are we sitting here acting like
if we were in
Punk is not
Mexico,
a
I
main
would
eventer?
call you Tonto.
Am I acting like Punk's not a main eventer?
Yes.
I'm acting like that's not a main event match.
To
me, the championship is the main event, and I would argue that main event Jay, even though I don't really personally care for him, is getting a bigger pop than CM Punk.
I'll
would
say
say
this.
his entrances.
Yeah, I'll say this.
It's close.
It is, yeah.
there's a difference. I'm a Punk fan. I've been a Punk fan forever. But I think the main event Punk at WrestleMania is long past. That should have happened 10 years ago. Longer. Over 10 years ago. I'd say about 12. The thing with Jay is that real wrestling fans, they don't care. It's another one of those fads that gets through, but it makes the money for the company. That's what it is. Because I definitely like Jay, but I just don't think he brings that much to it. I really don't. I know I'm talking too much. Go ahead.
And
I
Pine
think
Water, I'm a traditionalist like you. I like to see the world title in the main event.
Yes.
But my counterpoint to that would be, what would you say was the best match on WrestleMania 13?
Austin Brett.
Austin Brett. Does anyone remember the world title match from 13?
Sid and Undertaker? Not
We
really.
do, because we're
I would
nerds.
I would have argued that Brett was the champion.
Well, I mean, if you watch that show, like he said, I mean, it's Austin Brett.
It's
all day
Austin
long.
Brett, but until you just said that, I didn't even think I didn't even realize that Brett wasn't the champion.
He didn't register that wasn't the main event.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you think about it, you go back and look at WrestleMania 13, I promise you, without Googling it, you couldn't tell me another match on the show.
Right.
Other
I
than
bet
Brett and
Mabel's ass was on there.
I think WrestleMania 13 wasn't that the show that the Headbangers won the tag titles?
I believe it was.
Or was that 14?
No, that was 14 because that 13 was when LOD returned.
That's
I
right.
think
Yeah. Chicago.
They had the Battle Royal.
The tag team Battle Royal.
Yeah.
That was in Chicago. Yeah. And then, to go to kind of further this point, there was another one, Rock Hogan at 18. Nobody remembers the match after that was Jericho and Triple H for the title.
That was placed wrong. Even though you wanted the championship last, like you said, but in a situation like that match overshadowed championships.
We agree on that. So I guess my point is, again, I like to see the world title main event, but sometimes you have feuds that supersede it. It just happens.
Who do you all think of Pawn One? I don't know how you're going to do this, but who between Seth?
Lost control of the show.
I know. Seth Roman and CM Punk. I feel like it's split of who people want to see win. Jey Uso would be a guarantee crowd pleaser. So, like you said, if you did go with Gunther and Jay as the last match, you would be definitely ending, if Jay wins the title, on a high note. I don't really know if people are decided on if they want Seth, Roman, or CM Punk to win, to make an argument of the title going on last.
You know what's great about watching this Punk Roman Seth feud kind of unfold, especially with Paul Heyman, is this feud's been so good and the promos have been good. I don't think anyone cares who wins.
True.
They're just going to be happy to see it
and see where Paul ends up.
Right. I mean that's another. So that match has the most intrigue. And I was just sitting here trying to think I would want not the world title Gunther, but the WWE title to main event one of the shows. So Cody and Cena is going to get one of them for sure. I mean, they'd be just astronomically stupid to not do that. I mean, it'd probably be night 2.
Yeah, Cody and Cena's night 2.
Yeah, so I mean, I love I think Gunther and Jay is going to be the semi-main on night 1.
Well, if you're going to open it, then you got to open with Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton.
That's I think it's the most controversial, and
then night 2 maybe LA Knight and
Jacob Fatu. I think that I do think a lot of the Charlotte, more than we're giving him credit for, of the Charlotte Tiffany thing was a shoot. A work? Was some of it a shoot? Yes, but I think the majority of it was a work. And it's your most controversial feud. It's the hottest feud right now, arguably, other than Punk Roman and and it's recency bias because of it just happened like a week ago.
Sure.
That's I would start that night one for absolutely. Charlotte and Tiffany would start night one.
All
Who
right.
do you think
well,
wins?
Hey, we're gonna
Oh,
predict.
I'm sorry.
We're doing the predictions. I
Yeah.
got slides.
Yes,
Amy-
I'm very sorry.
Oh,
I'm
I've got
sorry.
slides.
Amy's trying to move the show along because she keeps sending me her hotel number. You know what?
Dave's like, I made a PowerPoint. Hold on.
And hey, these are in no particular order. I kind of just clicked them as what I thought where they might fall. I mean, I kind of tried to build to what I felt were the main event matches.
Mm.
So these aren't in any particular order. I don't so save your hate tweets.
Or done.
I love hate tweets.
All right, we got AJ Styles, soccer mom extraordinaire versus Logan Paul. This I predict this is going to be good.
Oh, it's going to be good for sure.
Yeah, AJ
100%.
Styles is in the match.
I
Whoa.
And it would be my
AJ
match to
Styles
start.
in the match.
It would be my match to kick the whole thing off with.
there you go.
Mm.
I'm tired of seeing AJ have to carry the show.
Oh, he's going to have to here.
Yeah, because I mean, you look every time you look, they put him. He is like they put him in the positions to have to carry his stuff to make stuff interesting. I know that it's WrestleMania. I like Logan Paul. I like AJ Styles, but let's not make this the first match, please not.
Be hard to follow.
Yeah, it would be.
It'd be real hard to follow. I mean, I think that we're going to see them flying from each side of the ring at each other. They're going to pull. Logan's going to pull out a lot of spectacular stuff. AJ may. I don't know how wild AJ is going to be because AJ's still,
48.
AJ's my
getting where he gets hurt a
Let's
lot.
Get to it.
He's breaking easier.
No,
than he used to.
AJ's not 69 yet.
Yeah, nice. To Poundwater, to your point, if you lead off with this match, I don't necessarily hate that, but if you lead off with this match, you know what match has to go on next? War Raiders and New Day.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Has to go on next.
I thought AJ and Logan Paul are second day. Are they not?
I don't know.
Oh,
I
I thought
have
I
no
saw
idea.
He
something.
didn't do enough research. He don't.
No,
know.
I mean, I just threw the matches on here. I knew Cody was night 2. I knew the 3-way was night 1, and it was.
Oh, I don't know.
And-
I had
and
some.
I just
I
wanted
had
to-
it written down.
I
Okay.
wasn't trying to figure out how they were going to come out and what night was what. We're just
Okay. Okay.
But my prediction is AJ Styles is going to win. My heart tells me Logan Paul should. I mean, that's what I want. With no disrespect to AJ Styles, but I feel like AJ came in being a good boy and putting over Jericho. I think he's going to go out with his hand raised at WrestleMania.
Well, if you've done your research, Dave, once again, AJ Styles said he's not going to wrestle past 50. He's 48. So he's still got 2 more WrestleManias to go. I think Logan Paul wins this one. I think that AJ is going to be the good boy and put Logan over.
Okay. I hope so, because that's what I want to see.
I mean,
Well,
Logan's
Logan-
too hot. Logan's too hot.
And then one last year, he brought he brings people with him, his
He
brother,
draws eyes.
and they've got a new reality show that's come out, him and his family or whatever. So yeah, I think I agree. I think Logan Paul will win. It'll be a very good match. Might be some shenanigans
It's
in
going to be
there.
a top match, until the main event.
All
So
right.
AJ Styles WrestleMania record heading into this year's 4-3.
Hmm.
And I think it's going to be 4-4. I think AJ at 48. I think he's 48. If he's not, he's going to be soon. Still one of the top guys out there, just in ring ability wise. But he is. I think he's sadly getting into that role where he's just there to get guys over.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going Logan Paul here on this one.
All right.
But I'm sorry. I hate to keep interrupting. I'm sorry. Let's just hope AJ Styles does not get to the R-Truth level. Let's just.
Yeah, he's not that funny. So.
Yeah. Hey,
no, I mean, he wouldn't have the personality to pull it off. So I'm saying.
Considering his age now, I'm backing up, and I am going to go with Logan. Amy, who you got?
Of course you are, Dave.
I'm
Of
going
course
Logan.
you are.
I'm going Logan Paul.
And Timmy.
Logan Paul.
5-0.
All right. Duly noted. And moving on to what is probably going to be the best match in both nights. And
This should open the show on night one.
This should close
open
the show because there's nothing better in the World Wrestling Entertainment universe than El Grande Americano.
It's pretty
Hey, Timmy,
good.
do you think Rey Mysterio should main event night one? He left the show. That's what I thought. Timmy, not a Rey Mysterio fan.
Me either.
Really?
Heavyweight champion on a guy that's smaller than me.
And you're
I
thinking
don't-
you should have been heavyweight. I was the same
No,
way.
no.
In 2006, I was so pissed off. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm like, at that point,
That
I
fucker
liked
weighs
Rey
150
Mysterio.
pounds and he's the heavyweight
Yeah,
champion of
Well,
the
I
world.
liked Rey Mysterio
I did too.
until he won the damn World Heavyweight Championship. I was like, this is not believable. Like when he won, I honestly thought the whole time I'm just sitting here thinking, this is a give me because this is Eddie's friend. This is Eddie Guerrero's best friend. This is why they're giving it to him because in any other circumstance, I do not think he would have been a world champion.
What was Daniel Bryan's build weight? 191 when he won it?
What's that?
What was Daniel Bryan's build weight when he won it? Like 191 or no 195 or
And
something like that?
kayfabe's alive.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I'm not going to disagree. I've never agreed with somebody that size, and that's I just don't think it's believable.
Are we
I don't
done?
hate it. I don't hate it if the story is told right.
Correct.
And I didn't think it was told right with Daniel Bryan. Yes, the yes movement.
Yeah.
The Rey Mysterio thing, I more so thought it was a give me. Okay, this can be like a feel
I don't-
good milk.
It might be irrational, but it didn't hit for me.
So you're saying he got a Christian, is what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, not.
Well, I think Christian's good though. I mean, that's like Laney Poffo beating Hulk Hogan. Like that is
Well,
to
here's
me-
First of all,
the-
Jacques Rougeau did beat Hulk Hogan.
yeah, in
first of all.
Montreal, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. But
Arn
Yeah.
Anderson's beat him too.
the whole argument is
right.
Christian Cage won the world title because Edge retired.
oh okay.
Exactly. I agree. I mean, but here's my thing with Christian though, and not taking nothing. Ray's
I just got a
ability is great.
laundry list of reasons I'm glad Vince is gone now.
But but the thing with Ray is, it's not just his size; it's his height.
Sure.
It's everything. Not taking nothing away. He's got the ability, whatever. But it don't fit. It just does not fit as heavyweight champions. Cruiserweight, yes. Heavyweight, no. I
And by
always
the way,
thought
for
a
the-
heavyweight great.
for the people watching, I'm not shitting on Christian. I thought he was excellent, but he
Yeah.
won the world title because Edge retired. That is exactly why that happened.
Well, there's no doubt. If you go back and look at that moment,
That was it.
he would have never been world champion outside that. His highest peak would have been the ECW champion or the WWE ECW
Yeah.
champion.
TNA champion. Highest peak
he was
for
the
him.
NWA World Heavyweight
And
champion.
NW World Champion.
Yeah, he was, but I'm talking about in the realm of
Sure.
WWE.
Yeah.
Oh, Intercontinental champion.
Well,
European.
Rey Mysterio would be the midget wrestling world champion.
but Rey
NWA.
Mysterio is not going to win this match.
No.
It's El
No.
Grande Americana all the way.
Yes.
Yes. Storyline purposes.
Does anybody
Are we
think?
going to find out who it is?
Oh
No, not yet.
No. And you know what I think? And I'll give I'm sorry, Dave. I'm just keep butting in.
You keep saying you're sorry, but you keep butting in. It's an interesting paradox.
Will you quit sending him your hotel room?
Yeah,
We have rolled over to hour 2, Amy. You got to pay for that second hour.
but I don't think they're going to reveal it. And when I really do think they reveal it, I think that Chad Gable is going to be ruled out.
He's going to be standing in the aisle looking.
Yes.
Well, I was just going to ask, do you think they blue blazer this?
Yes.
Yeah.
You think they're
I
going
don't
to
think they're
kill
going
him?
to kill him, but
No,
I don't
like-
think they're going to kill him. But
They're going to have El Grande Americana in the match, and then Chad Gable's going to walk out.
Like they did with Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett, yeah.
Or we could have double doinks here.
Oh, and we were just talking about that shortly. That's
how cool would it be? How cool would it be in 10 years in AEW if we had the El Grande Americana Cup tournament?
It doesn't have.
They're not going to make it another 10 years, Dave.
This is awesome. I love this so much. I got a $50 gift card for my birthday, and I'm going to use
way
it.
too many
I'm
syllables.
buying that mask. That's how much I like this angle. And it's not Chad Gable. I wish everybody quit saying that.
It's not.
Oh,
I mean, just look at the picture.
It's
Look at
Clark
that. Look at the
Gable.
vascularity on the arms. I don't think that Chad Gable's arms are that vascular.
Wow.
I would think that's Kurt Angle.
Oh.
Not enough wrinkles.
Jason Young says El Grande Cappuccino Americano Espresso.
Lord.
Don't you look at independent wrestling photos now? I mean, I did not know that, Tommy Rich still looked like he did in the 80s, but they got him on the photo there. So
I can verify that as negative.
Yeah. I worked his table at Square Circle Expo last year. He looks every bit of 74.
Yeah, he almost
got
got
kicked out of a comedy club. Yeah.
he goes, "Hey, Conrad, I thought you said that they's gonna be funny."
while they're on, we're like, holy shit.
Cassio's climbing under chairs because he works there.
So I mean, we're Mysterio's going down here, right?
Oh my God,
Yes.
Darren Staley's with us, y'all, and he's back on that Ronnie Millsap bullshit that he was on the other night.
Awesome.
Pulling
that
out
was
another name.
That was for
Ronnie
like
Millsap.
22 minutes, and he sent like 93 chats about it.
I mean-
I don't. What are we doing?
He's like Pure
He's
Love,
keeping
which is like probably
keeping the
one of
home
the first
fires
albums
burning.
that he did.
What do you
All
guys know
right.
about Ronnie Millsap?
Yeah, it's got to be Americano. That
It's
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's for sure.
Hey, we all
I'll
win.
give you my number later.
We all win.
maybe not all of us, but that's okay.
This is interesting because Bailey's in a
Everybody
pretty
needs.
prominent role. They're
Yeah.
trying to build Lyra. But
Doesn't Lyra have a title? What is she in NXT or what is she
No.
a champion?
No, she didn't have anything right now.
I think wasn't she the former Intercontinental champion, but she lost it?
I
Yeah.
thought she had a belt on Wednesday
She
or
did.
Friday.
Oh, I don't
No,
know.
not Friday. On Raw last night. I thought she
Is
had
She's
a belt.
Intercontinental champion.
I haven't watched it yet. It's possible, but I mean,
I think she
the hottest women's act not named Rhea Ripley going right now is Liv Morgan.
Mhm.
Oh, yes.
It's Liv Morgan and Raquel. I got here.
Thank you, Darren. It's called Rock Salt.
And if you go with WrestleMania or if you go with previous shows, Bailey won against
Right.
Liv on Raw. I'm sorry, TJ, you haven't watched it yet. Sorry.
Unfortunately,
now I
what I
can.
think,
Thank you.
What I think here is Bailey is going to be here to carry the match and
Yes.
eat the pin. Is what's going to happen.
Well, I think people sleep on how long Raquel is actually. She's been around a minute.
Mm-hmm.
She debuted in like 2006.
Let me ask you: do we have any tension, or is there a possibility that all of this finish could lead to a feud between Bailey and Lyra Valkyria?
Who's turning?
No.
I'd have to say Lyra.
You just turned Bailey, so it'd have to be.
Yeah.
No,
I'm just
just
wondering
leave them
if-
alone. They just, like you said, they just started tagging.
But
But you're trying to elevate Lyra,
sure.
and a singles feud with Bailey would definitely leave her better off because Bailey, I can't believe I'm saying this because I finally came around on her after several years. Bailey's a hell of a worker.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is. But remember we talked about her. She's kind of gotten to that OG position, like an AJ. She's going to be putting people over now.
She's the new Natalia.
Yes.
But I also, like, to me, and I don't have a roster or anything in front of me, but to me, it seems like the women's side is a little heel heavy already.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be a SummerSlam thing.
Okay. Well, I'm picking Liv and Raquel to retain.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All day.
I'm going
mean,
different.
I'm always going to
I'm
go with
gonna
Liv
have-
Morgan.
I'm going to have Bailey and Lyra win. Let's
Okay.
do something different. I'll pick them as, and then if they do want to, they can do the whole, oh, I bumped into you and that kind of stuff.
Oh, you can plant the seeds here for sure.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Gotta be careful bumping into Bailey. She's caked up, so
Well,
you might go flying out the ring.
it'd be better if they're tag team, if they're teammates, and then they have all those little, gaffes in the ring. I think so. I think that's what I'm going to go with.
Guys,
Bailey
strike
and
force
Lyra.
them. Strike force them.
That's right. One of them just
Yeah.
walk out. Rick Martel.
Yeah, that's right.
Forget
One of them
this mess.
Canadian.
Looking at
I
them,
don't
I'm going to say
know.
no.
No, I don't think so.
All right, y'all. Moving right along. I'm looking forward to this match.
I am too.
Keep moving on.
Now, we talked earlier, and everybody said that this needed to be tucked in behind AJ and Logan as saying that it was a pick-me-up match or popcorn match. I don't agree.
I don't either.
First off, I love that we got rid of that Viking Raider bullshit. And they're back to being the War Raiders. And I wish that they'd go ahead and call them War Machine again and just
No
license
kidding.
that shit.
I love that. Yeah.
But I am so in. I love that the War Raiders are back. But I'm also a huge New Day fan, and I'm into Hill New Day.
Mm.
And I think that Hill New Day needs to win these titles at WrestleMania.
Or Neil Houday.
Yeah, they need to win them to keep their careers alive. We're done with it.
But
We're
I mean,
done
you can
with them.
chase, and they can chase them all summer.
Mm.
But I think that we need the New Day to win in a very heelish manner. I would really like to see Big E involved in a very heelish manner. If you wanted to do that,
Explain that.
coming out.
Is he out of the nursing home yet?
Just hit somebody with a fire extinguisher or just some kind of interference.
But who? Because you said Big E in a heelish manner. What did you mean by that? Like,
I
he's
wanna
going to
see-
turn heel?
Yes,
Why would Big E turn heel here?
to reunite with the New Day.
They embarrassed them on national television.
They told him he wasn't part of them. No
Well,
more.
maybe he realized they were right, and he needs to stack up and come on back.
Today, Junior.
But they've done nothing
He
on
can't come
television
back.
to start that.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's just one of those WrestleMania surprises. And it gives them a very dirty win over a very strong War Machine.
See,
Heels have to cheat to win.
I'm with you to a degree. I do like heel New Day. I think it was desperately needed for them. But I think Big E's involved, but I think he comes out with the War Raiders.
Well,
See?
I need him to leave. I need him to leave with the New Day.
I think this is going to be a feel-good moment. He's going to come out with the War Raiders, and War Raiders are going to retain.
Well, all right. I got TJ down for War Raiders, and I'm going with the New Day. Timmy, who you got?
I think the fans losing this match.
God almighty. He's got an opinion.
You're fun in these shows.
I'll go War Raiders, and Big E comes out and shakes his titties for him. I don't know.
All right. Brandon, who you got, man?
I mean, Tina here got some good points, but I think New Day wins. I think the War Raiders should win, but I think they're going to give it to New Day.
It's a new day. Yes, it is. Amy Vaughn.
No, it's not. It's old day. New Day's been around for 11 years now.
Kofi-
They should have been healed.
Kofi's
5
older than
years
AJ
ago.
Styles.
Yeah, I mean,
Is he?
Come on, I'm tired of them. I don't know if he's older, but he's He's right there around the
Kofi's been
same
around
age.
so long now. He's on his third dialect.
But I mean, come on, New Day should have been gone years ago. And yeah, that's all.
He's 43.
Andy?
I do. I think it is going to be New Day. I like War Raiders. I'm with you, Dave. I wish they'd be War Machine. I'm very glad they got rid of the whole Viking aesthetic. I like their I like their promo last night. But I do think they could do some good chasing the New Day as the champions, and it could be like you said, it could be something. They hit them with something. It could be some shenanigans. But I think New Day wins.
Yeah, I just think New Day needs it.
Yeah.
If you're going to keep New Day as a hot heel tag team, I think they need it. I don't. I think they go back to obscurity if they lose.
True. And it's always fun to watch the chase.
Yes, I'm very excited about this match.
Jade, no walk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's just going to mollywop her.
Yeah.
But I will say I've been clamoring for a Naomi heel turn for years. The electric, the glow and all that. Now I know the kids.
She went to AEW. How much more of a heel turn could you have? Or no, she went to TNA.
No, she went to TNA.
Yeah, same
By the way,
thing.
is she still technically with TNA?
No.
No. Her contract ended the night that, what was it, the Rumble?
She returned to the
Rumble.
Rumble, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she desperately needed a change. And her gimmick is for the kids. I mean, even with the glow belt was for the kids.
Of course.
But I never understood why, when the bloodline was running everything and she was getting bullied by the evil general manager, that, hey, she's with us. She should have been a heel in the bloodline. They should. I mean, it didn't make any sense for the man's wife to be treated the way that she was being treated.
Kayfabe.
Kayfabe.
And
He can't spell kayfabe.
KFAB. Kayfabe.
Tina.
No,
So, what I'm
it's not
saying is-
BFAB, it's kayfabe.
so I'm excited for Naomi. I'm excited for Naomi, but there's no way that Jade doesn't just mollywop her.
Okay, I got a scenario. So let me. Okay,
Can you
so
spell?
for some reason I have that Jade and Naomi are going to be on the first night, but Bianca and Io and Rhea are on the second night. So I think Naomi wins, but I think because Bianca helps her on that first night, and then there might be some shenanigans on the second night, which kind of takes Bianca out of it. So then it just kind of leaves Rio and
Rhea.
Io.
So
I mean, Rhea. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So you think Bianca turns and we go into Jade Bianca?
I think we go. I think that's yes. I think Bianca turns because everybody's
I don't
like,
hate
oh,
that at all.
yeah. Well, everybody's like, oh, how does she not know? No, how does she not know? And all this other stuff. There's been some of that build up too, of what did Bianca know? Naomi did it on her own or whatever. I think that Bianca comes out and takes up for Naomi, and then Bianca's heel, and then she can go off. I mean, her and Jade, the three of them, they can have some fights that way to kind of prolong this, because we just got Jade back. We're gonna beat the shit
Rumble.
out of Naomi, and then what? You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna progress Jade into a singles career.
So
What?
here's my
But I'm
thought.
saying we did all that for 1 2-minute
What happens-
match.
And I like your idea. I like the idea of a heel Bianca, but so
She needs
Bianca comes back with Naomi, then it's 2-on-1. So now you got to find Jade another tag team partner. I think that Bianca's going to solo act. I think Jade's going to be a solo act, and I think that Trinity is I think she kind of falls down the card here a little bit.
I I do agree that there needs to be a fourth person, but also this whole scenario we're discussing right now is exactly why I know Lyra's not going to turn heel as well, because then you're essentially going to have the same finish twice.
Right.
So
Mm.
I agree. I think SummerSlam, I think we're going to see Jade and Bianca, and it's going to be hot. However, I'm going to call it now. This time next year, we're going to be talking about Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania 42.
Okay, I like it. So, TJ, you got Jade,
Jade and a walk. Yeah, this is
Timmy.
I think former Cincinnati Reds second baseman Brandon Phillips comes out and helps Jade take down Naomi.
Does she need help?
Well, that's her husband, so
I
he's
know.
gonna-
I'm not arguing that. Does he
and
come
a
out in
much
uniform?
better athlete than either of them. So
Does he come out in uniform?
definitely.
Mm.
Maybe he comes out as the chicken like Pete Rose did.
How
I
did
hope
the
he- I
Cincinnati
hope he
baseball
comes
player
out-
land her?
I hope he comes out in a
She
Detroit
seems
Tigers
more.
outfit.
She seems more big market to me.
She wasn't. Well, he was the professional athlete, and she was nothing when they met.
Rude.
Speak to me, Brandon. Who's winning?
I'm going Jade. I mean, I'll throw two bits in here. Naomi, what's the value? You got Jade, hot star, on her way. Bianca turns. I like that because then you got a top heel, you got a top baby face there.
Mhm.
I think, yeah. I think Jade's. I mean, it's time for Bianca to turn heel.
I agree.
So, yeah.
And also in this calendar year,
And I think it's
Jade Cargill will be women's champion.
I agree there as well. You know, when I first saw Jade, I'm just like, when she appeared, what is it, the Rumble?
Yep.
I saw her come in. I'm just like, she had star written on her from that.
oh
So-
god, she may be AEW's biggest mistake.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
Oh, come on now.
AEW's got a lot of
They
mistakes.
make one every week.
They do.
There's also a guy in the main event, CM Punk, that they also just fucked that up royally too. So
Well,
Mhm.
that and Jack Perry. I'm sorry.
Luke Perry,
They
All
killed
right.
that motherfucker.
All right, for the United States Championship, the defending champion LA Knight against Jacob Fatu. Will Jacob Fatu kick LA Knight's ass? The people said, "Yeah, it's Fatu's time." I will say that Jacob Fatu will hold one of the world titles in the next year.
Which one? The DCW?
No.
See, I don't think it's hard because I don't think Jacob, he doesn't need to be the U.S. champion.
Well,
Like,
no, here's the thing. I'm sorry, Amy. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, he did.
I've been watching Jacob Fatu since he was on the independent scene, MLW, and before.
mhm.
It just surprised me. You know, it took him this long to get here. We knew it took him about 3 felonies before he got there, but he got there. All right. LA Knight, one of my favorites. I love
Mhm.
LA Knight. And honestly, yeah, you're right. Jacob Fatu does not need the U.S. championship, but he's getting it Sunday night. I wish that LA Knight would have found a better time to fall into this, but he didn't. And I think Fatu's winning this one.
I was gonna say LA Knight,
Yeah.
same age as Kofi Kingston.
Is he?
around
Oh,
it.
I've been a fan of. I was an Eli
Yeah.
Drake fan. This guy.
Well,
he's got-
I was an Eli Drake fan. I remember when Paul Bearer brought him out on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood back in the day and
yeah.
put his name behind it.
I mean, I love the guy, but I'm telling you, Fatu is the future.
Yeah,
Fatu
he
is-
Definitely.
He is emerging as the most badass Samoan they have on their roster.
Well, and that's exactly why he
I mean, I can
cannot
see him-
lose.
I can
you
see
know?
him win that belt and throw it down and say, "This is beneath me. I want that one."
All right, Dave Douglas.
I mean, I can see that. I can see him. I can see him retiring a belt. I mean, having to give a belt up to win the other one. I think that this is going to be the year that going. I think that the Fatu train is rolling.
Yeah.
There's no way. I mean, he's just, to me, he's hands down better than Not. I mean, I think he's best on the roster. He's so powerful.
Hey, Dave,
he's so believable.
Get you some toilet paper. Wipe the side of your lip off.
He
There.
liked it.
And,
Well,
and don't forget Roman Reigns still on this roster.
right. And in
Hey,
order
Roman
to
Reigns
do,
is the Bret Hart of Samoans.
Oh, horse
He
shit.
thinks he's the best one, but he's not.
No, Yokozuna was. But anyway, continue on.
I think though, if you really want to do something, Jacob needs to win this very quickly. Like just like you said,
Smash him.
to show off that power. Like he needs to. Ronnie, what? Okay, he needs to win
Same
this
as
match
his
pretty
Dave.
quickly. Take the title and go, or whatever he wants to do.
Well, if
I
they put it on him, it can't be for long. All right, but go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I agree with what everyone is saying, which is why I'm going to say LA Knight is going to win this match by disqualification.
Oh, that's a good.
Not a
yes.
bad finish.
No.
Jacob's going to crush him. LA Knight's going to retain. Because here's the thing. Everyone keeps, I've heard it over the last year and a half, ever since the thing got over. LA Knight should be in the main event. I think this is LA Knight's peak.
Yeah.
I agree. I want LA Knight in the main.
I do too.
But yeah, I just don't think it's in the cards.
So
He's
I think
not a main
Jacob,
event guy. He is a semi-main guy.
I mean,
He's
he's
a good. Yeah, he's a good United States champion.
He's
a
main
good.
event Jay. He's main event Jay. He's over with everybody. He's more over. than
He's
his
the honky
place.
tonk man.
But there's better. But there's better people on the card. There's better people above him.
that's a walk-off. I mean,
He
you
is the
just call him
honky-tonk man.
That's a walk-off.
Oh.
I just think that
And that's not a knock on him.
No.
I'm just saying that
there's a
he is,
really crowded main event right now.
like he is.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's just swimming. He's just swimming in a very big swimming pool right now.
Now,
Right.
here's the thing that Dave will appreciate. Can you build him up for a month or two and have him steal a house? Absolutely, you could. But I think this is his peak. But
Mhm.
again, I think he needs he's kind of in that boat. He needs the U.S. title right now,
Yeah,
which is why I say Jacob smashes him, but LA Knight wins by disqualification.
because he hits him. Yeah,
And I
Jacob
think-
gets disqualified
No,
for
I
beating the crap out of him.
because
or
here's
stairs or
I'll go
something.
exact.
Okay.
I think he's
Go
going to
ahead,
do
referee.
something. The ref
Mhm.
is going to give him the count of 5. He's not going to break it. LA Knight wins.
That I like that, TJ. That's what I think. I'm going with that. I think LA Knight wins, but it's through some kind of disqualification. He gets the crap beat out of him, but he does win. Good deal.
Timmy.
I like TJ's plan. Yeah, we'll have him win by disqualification.
Okay.
I think that makes the most sense because when you look at it, Jacob Fatu does not need a title
Mm-mm.
to solidify.
I think we're all in agreement that Fatu's destination is a world title,
Yes.
Yes.
and I think sooner than later. So I would just omit
And
the US
I
title
think you're
stepping
right when you said this is LA Knight's peak. It is.
Yeah.
He
And
needs
There's
the
nothing wrong.
Fanatics, the
Championship.
Fanatics needs to calm down.
No,
'Cause
no.
we really did not need a LA Knights United States belt. I mean, LA Knight United States belt. I really didn't think we needed the custom LA Knight belt.
Did they do that?
Yes, he's got a custom belt.
Oh, well, then he's definitely retaining.
He lost it. Oh, he already lost it once after they gave it to him.
Oh, okay.
But he got it back.
Well, you know the honky tonk man still out there signing autographs and doing meet and greets.
True.
I do love.
I'm
that-
not aware of what's going on with him because I'm blocked.
I do love
Looking
that
like
he went
Santa
to an autograph.
Claus.
He blocked me.
He was at an autograph signing, and somebody asked him, "What do you think about Gunther breaking your world's Intercontinental Championship title reign?" He goes, "I don't give a shit."
He's
All
right.
right.
He doesn't.
Here's a 4-way. Braun Breaker defending the Intercontinental Championship.
You could
against-
stop right there. Just that's where it ends, right there.
Yeah, I mean that's all it is to it. True.
Braun
I agree.
Breaker's gonna spear a bunch of motherfuckers. It's gonna be awesome.
This is tough.
No, I think Penta's leaving with the belt. I don't know that Breaker's eating the pin.
All right, now
No.
meth is a hell of a drug, Dave, and you on it right now.
Well,
No, they love them some Penta.
here's why I'm
they
having a
can
hard
love
time.
Pin all day long.
Here's why I'm having a hard time with Braun retaining here is because of this is the same conversation we just had about Jacob Fatu. Braun is destined for greater things.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think I think Braun. Well, here's what's funny about that. I think Braun is going to drop the title. I think Dominic's going to pin Finn
That's interesting.
and officially break up.
We
the
could
Judgment
use
Day.
this match to advance a story or to kick off.
I
the story.
think Dominic's going to win the IC title here. I think he's going to pin Finn.
I think
specifically.
Penta's going to pin Dominic, and because Penta's like they're going to milk that for all it's worth right now. But
See,
I like how you're thinking. I really think that's a hell of an idea. And if we were in a booking meeting and I had Penta penciled in, I'd erase it right now and go with that idea.
See, we just start our own company.
Good shit.
By the way, Penta almost as old as AJ Styles.
He's up there.
Hey, I've got an idea to build on TJ's idea. What if Finn has Penta pin, but Dom knocks Finn off to take the cover and win the belt?
Unfortunately, in the scenario in my head, I don't see Penta having a part of it. Here's what I think is going to happen.
They're not pinning Penta yet.
No, Braun's going to just destroy everyone. He's going to spear Finn.
And probably the announcers too.
Maybe. Dominic's going to do something to get Braun outside the ring as soon as he spears Finn.
He's going to
pins Finn.
He's going to shit can Braun into Penta.
Yep.
Into Penta.
Or dodge the spear. Well, with something along those lines. And I think Dominic pins Finn to win the IC title here.
Don sidesteps the spear. Finn gets hit with it. He shit cans Braun into Penta and covers Finn.
Yep.
I think it's brilliant, man.
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
okay.
I don't.
I like
it. I'll go ahead and give you and tell you what's going to happen here. Like TJ said, Braun's on to bigger and better things, correctly?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, guess what? What is bigger and better right now than the Intercontinental Championship for him? I mean, like, really, what's opening? We know we'll get into the main event for night 2 later, but right now, Penta does not need a championship. It's
right.
He don't have to have it. Dominic definitely don't need one.
I'm going to answer your question later in the show because I don't want to tip my hand to what I think is going to happen.
Well,
but I will tell you what I think Braun's going to be. I'll tell you what I think Braun's plans are after we get through at the end of the show.
I will say if Jey Uso wins the world title, there's your entrance for Braun.
Or Jacob. Or Jacob Fatu.
Point.
But see, Braun is going to buy a Shoney's in Ackworth, Georgia.
That's his uncle, buddy. That's his uncle.
Oh, shit.
But here's my thing. I think Braun pins Dominic. I see that happening. Or Finn.
So you saying Braun's going to retain?
I think they should give Braun all the damn titles.
But I think he has to have that belt right now. And I'm not saying honestly, he really don't need it, but he's got it. And to progress him more, he needs to keep that for just a little bit longer. Because there's nowhere else to play him into.
But he can get it back Monday night. He can get it back Monday night in a rematch, and then you've done lit the fire between Dom and Finn.
I don't hate anything you've just said, but as I'm looking at this match poster picture, the obvious choice is Braun.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, sometimes the obvious is the right.
I'm not arguing that at all.
That's the beauty of WWE is that they've become so unpredictable.
Not really. I mean, we still know Triple H is up there somewhere.
But you can still do everything that you all have been talking about. Because now I'm starting. I'm leaning towards what Brandon's saying. I like the idea of Braun retaining. You can still have Braun goes for a spear. I know. Braun, goes for a spear. Dom pulls Finn in front of them. Like, there's still things that they could do that can cause Finn and Dom to have, the issues. I think I like that. I think Braun will win, but you're still going to have a lot of dissension between Finn and Dom. Something will happen, and then that'll just kind of push that, and maybe we see that at SummerSlam or something.
See, this exact conversation is why you need to join our Patreon network, the Ramp Network, for $1 a month.
100%.
Join my booking competition with TEW9 and help me rebook Starrcade 97. All
All right,
three.
let's do it. I mean, you know what? I hadn't even been invited to this $1 podcast.
I just invited you.
We'd probably waive the $1 fee for you. I'm just
Well,
saying.
no, I want to
course,
be
you
on the
keep
show.
calling me
I want to
Tina,
do some
so.
booking as a former owner and
Who?
half booker of a wrestling show on Independence.
half booker. I did the front half of the book.
Yeah,
I didn't have anything to do with finishing.
I did the table of contents.
He did the
couldn't
good
spell
part.
finish, so that's why I didn't do the finishes. I mean, everything with me ended with a chair shot, so
I like it.
they had to
Vince
change
Russo.
it a little bit.
You did the Vince Russo.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it.
Ballyhoo
Whoa.
and
He kind of looks
Wolfpack
like
or whatever
Vince.
they would-
He kind of looks like Vince Russo, doesn't he?
That's
Have
rude.
Amy on the pole.
oh,
match here in a little
Dad,
bit.
you said I look like Aquaman the other night. I don't know what you're talking about. I go from Aquaman to Vince Russo.
Went from Vince Russo to Jason Momoa in
Woo!
3 seconds.
What's our
All
next
right.
match?
Yeah, next match. No.
So Amy's going with Braun retaining.
Yes, I am.
TJ's going with Braun retaining.
Dominic.
Tim's going with
Braun.
It's Tina. Get it right, Tina.
You know.
Tina C from Kentucky.
He's going Braun.
Tennessee.
No, Timmy's from Kentucky. Tina's from Tennessee.
Oh, good.
Amy's from Kentucky too.
That's
She
right.
just hit one of them hourly joints in Texas.
This one's the hardest one for me to figure out.
This one ain't hard for me to figure out. This is dead easy.
This is what needs to happen. If Tiffany Stratton does not win this, I think Tiffany has to win this match,
I agree.
or she is not. It does not validate her.
She's not credible.
Yeah, she has no credibility if she loses to Charlotte here.
Mm.
And I'm saying that she could lose to anybody, but she's a Money in the Bank champion.
Well, here's the thing.
She can't get picked off by the Queen right out of the gate.
Sure.
No, well, here's the thing. Charlotte don't need it right now.
Nah.
Tiffany does. If they put it on Charlotte, and this is just my opinion, I'm sorry, I'm once again cutting the line, but if they put
I
it
don't
on Charlotte,
believe you anymore.
you shouldn't. But it cuts the rug right out from under Tiffany.
I agree.
I mean,
If
that's just
Charlotte
my-
wins, it was her choice, and she pushed the issue.
Well, so here's why I say this is hard. I mean, anything you've watched, or I started watching in '89, so anything I've watched in my lifetime tells me Tiffany Stratton wins this match.
Mm-hmm.
How everything's played out. For some reason, both management teams from the last few years absolutely have a belief that Charlotte Flair needs to lead the women's division. That's why it's not a booking decision. I'm having an issue with, do they keep the belt on Tiffany or do they put it back on Charlotte because for whatever reason they think they need to? And
I don't-
also, that'd be
I
number
think they
15.
realize that she doesn't need the belt.
But that'd be number 15 for her, I think. So
she can get it any other time. They need to make Tiffany.
okay. But they haven't always done that in the past.
Yeah, his name was Vince McMahon. He didn't do it very often.
Again, for whatever reason, they lean on Charlotte. Now,
I mean, he
lately
just
it's been
shitted on people. That was the problem.
right. And
Literally,
so
Amy
I'm
was
going
sending him her room number too.
what I'm going to tell you is what
Timmy.
I'm hoping for, and what I think they need to do. I think Tiffany Stratton needs to win this, and she needs to win this clean.
Yeah, there can't be a dirty finish or
I agree.
anything like it has to be.
Oh, she's
Tiffany
gonna
has
hit
to
or
get
move.
the win to solidify her career.
Yeah, Tiffany's a hitter finish 1, 2, 3. That's how this match needs to end.
Yeah,
They'll probably have her hit it 3 or 4 times, but yeah.
I mean, I really hate that we do that now, but yeah.
Well,
probably.
she's the Hogan.
Yeah, that's the problem with nowadays.
Charlotte is the Hogan of this generation's women's
I
division.
mean, I can remember when Bad News Brown used to hit the
Ghetto Buster. Ghetto
yeah,
Blaster.
and that was it. That was ball game. Game was over.
Well, imagine
Your
it,
name
like
was-
if Yokozuna Banzai dropped somebody twice in 1994, they were dead.
he did Hacksaw Duggan.
Exactly.
Yeah, and he went to the hospital allegedly.
Do you remember when Virgil took on Yokozuna at 92 Survivor Series?
Yes,
and like
of course I
you
do.
saw that devastating him land on Virgil? Could you imagine? Oh, let's do a falsy here. That's how
With Virgil. A false finish with Virgil.
Oh, the best one is still no one's gonna know this name, but the one he did to Dan Dubiel, which is the famous one.
Yes, the one out of it was
Yeah, I think it was in Illinois, but it was
Where he let his legs out.
Yeah, because allegedly he disrespected Fuji earlier in the day, and Yokozuna just flattened him, and you can hear Dubiel, "Get him off of me!" Yoko's just sitting there going, "Because what are you gonna lift him up? Like, what are you gonna do?"
Yeah, if you had a crane.
All right, Amy. Who you got, Amy?
I think I'm with everybody. I do think Tiffany, I do think she needs to retain. I don't know if that's what they're going to do, but I'm going to go with that's my vote.
Well, you talk about this situation right here with Charlotte. Like when Edge came back in, what was it, 2020?
Mhm.
You thought he was going to win the Rumble, right?
Yeah.
And McIntyre won it.
Yep.
All right. This is where we need this situation to be. We need Tiffany to win, even though people are thinking Charlotte.
I wonder though if they will do something, and I think Willie might have said somebody said over here about, could it be some kind of double disqualification or something that pushes this a little bit further?
Not at WrestleMania.
Tiffany has to go over clean.
It wouldn't make sense for a double disqualification or anything like that. If Tiffany's got to win clean, and that has to be it.
If this wasn't in your house,
if Charlotte
Tiffany
goes
can
over,
cheat.
there's got to be some shenanigans.
Well, here's what I don't understand too, because the promo's going. But who's the heel in this match?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm saying that just because Charlotte's the perennial heel, but Tiffany can cheat.
Tiffany was the heel going into this.
She can say, "Hey, I'm out bitching the bitch."
But
I'm not. You might be the queen. You might be the queen, but I'm that much better than you.
Do they try to do an Austin Brett here and double turn him?
You're not going to turn Charlotte.
No, I mean turn Charlotte heel, turn Tiffany babyface.
I think that Tiffany's already getting a babyface reaction.
I was going to say turn,
but you got to make it happen. Though. It just don't happen. Like they were cheering for Shawn Michaels back in '95.
Yeah, she's not acknowledging it yet.
And then WrestleMania 11 happened the next night. They turn him.
How long has Charlotte been back? How long has Charlotte been
Came
back?
back at the Royal Rumble.
She came back in January.
You just didn't realize it because she looks like Carmella now.
No, she does not. I'm sorry.
She does.
There ain't nothing gonna look like Carmella. I'm sorry.
From the neck up,
Charlotte could. She can keep doing that plastic surgery, but it ain't gonna get there.
Darren Staley, his brain says Tiffany.
That's
but
what
his
I'm
guy
saying.
says some sort of tie.
You have to do again, common sense. Tiffany Stratton wins this match. But again, WWE, both regimes now have this fascination with Charlotte that they have to lean on and be the champion. I'm 60-40. Tiffany wins this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, give me a prediction.
So you said they had to lean on them.
Tiffany.
Yeah, they had to lean on Tiffany or
lean
on Charlotte to build the win. I don't think they have to.
I meant lean on Charlotte as her be the face, her be the champion.
Yeah.
I got you.
I don't think T-Day you're saying that they have to, but they do. They don't have to lean on Charlotte, but they seem to pick her.
I think Tiffany's face looks much better.
And I couldn't give less of a shit about this match. And I love Drew McIntyre.
Bless him.
I like Drew McIntyre, but this is Damian Priest all day long here.
I like Damian Priest. Yeah, I think it's him.
I got Drew here.
I do too. I think Drew's gonna win.
I think Drew's due.
All right, here's the thing: Drew is due, but since 2020, what's Drew done?
Jobs.
Not win.
So he's not going to win to that. I just think Damian Priest, even though I think they fell off with Damian a little bit, they're not as on Damian. I still think they're more on Damian than they are Drew, and I love Drew. I think I was so happy that Drew won the championship in 2020. I hate he had to win it in front of nobody.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Drew here. I think Damian. They gave Damian his moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And several factors played into him not. I shouldn't say him not performing because he did perform. The crowd not reacting the way he wanted to, because when they crowned him, Gunther was on the rise.
Yes.
And they were already eyeing Gunther. I got Drew. I don't want to say Damian's meant to be mid card. I think he has one or two more main event runs in him if they book him correctly. But by the way, Damian face is awful. He needs to go back to being a heel. But I got Drew.
I think he should go back to being the Archer of Infamy.
Who do you got,
I
Tim?
literally, me and Mike Cole went to him.
We're shaving time off the mid card to make time for the main event.
Hey, Drew McIntyre actually 3 years younger than Damian Priest.
Why do you keep
Damian's
saying
got to
that?
get it in before he retires. I'm going with Damian Priest.
I didn't realize
All right.
that.
Boo.
All right, Gunther and Jey Uso. I believe that Gunther retains.
Jey Uso's going to win.
Interesting. But do you have a reason for that, or are you just like, nope, Jey Uso?
She just really likes Yeet.
I think that, like I said,
think that he's gone as high as he can go.
who Gunther?
I don't think that. I don't think that.
I don't think Triple H is going to beat Gunther yet.
I do, because this belt, I don't know if it's because he's going against Jey Uso or what, but this belt has done nothing for Gunther. I think Jey Uso, he needs to win, and then you can get the Braun Breakers, and you can get, we can kind of start mixing it up a little bit. Because the people, Jay Fatu, why couldn't we get Jacob Fatu and Jey Uso?
Hey, Amy, I'm going to let you in on a little secret.
What?
Braun Breaker and Jey Uso don't draw money. Braun Breaker and Gunther draw big fucking money.
Jey Uso don't draw money with anybody. But here's the thing.
Tim makes a point. Who do you think Jacob Fatu matches up better with? Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker kills Jey Uso, but Gunther's got a chance.
Yeah, Gunther is unbelievable right now. My problem with this situation is he's the shiny new pet. Jey Uso, he's got the fans doing this up in the air.
So why would you make him Ronnie Garvin and put the title on him?
Ronnie Garvin.
Why would you make him Hangman Page? Why would you make him Hangman Page and put the title on him? Because sometimes you hurt a baby face by putting the championship on him.
Semi-main event Jey Uso would be great in a match versus LA Knight.
But he can be hot and chase, but once he gets the belt on, it's like, now what?
Yeah, there's nowhere to go. But I still think they're going to make this mistake. Ronnie Garvin.
Ronnie Garvin was a bad son of a bitch, and then he was the NWA champion, and it was a fart.
I remember him and Greg Valentine having a match.
Dave, this is why I love you. I did not see Ronnie Garvin making an appearance on the show.
He's right here with Tina C.
Dave likes to show that off to our fans of, give them those.
That he's old?
No, give them those little tidbits, and he says some other things. It's like people don't know who that is, Dave.
Well, here's my thing with it, and I just want to get everybody's opinion on this. He's the shiny new toy.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think he was going to win the Rumble.
Exactly.
So now he's won the Rumble. They got to go with him. That's just my opinion. I think it's going to be a flop. I don't want him to go with. I think Gunther deserves it. I think he's the star. He's the main event star. He's proven that over the years. But I believe that they're going to go with Jey Uso just because he's the shiny new toy, and it'll be a flop.
TJ,
I don't know how the shiny new toy has been there for like 12 years.
It has been there for 12 years.
Well, it's the first time
he just started getting a reaction.
Yeah,
it took him 12 years.
It took him 12
reaction.
years to get it. That would tell me he ain't ready.
I agree with everything everyone has said so far, which is why I'm going to say Jey Uso is going to win the title, and here's why.
Okay.
I think out of this, in the world heavyweight title picture, we're going to get Jey and Jacob relatively quick.
Yeah.
And I think Jacob wins the title at SummerSlam. Gunther, and we haven't talked about it yet, but we're going to get to it. We have another world title match kind of on this show. to be Cody and Cena. Now, we'll talk about it later. So if you have differing opinions, save it for that. Don't discuss it now.
Thanks, boss.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's called entertainment, bitch. And
You should learn it.
oh, really? You should watch our show. I think that Cena is not going to win. I think Cody's going to retain. So Cody's going to need a new opponent.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Gunther. So you set up 2 world title matches for SummerSlam in one with Jey Uso winning the world title here. So I got Jey beating Gunther here, setting up Gunther and Cody, and then Jey and Fatu.
Right.
All right, Tim.
I think Gunther wins.
All right.
And I'll save my entertainment for the next main event. And
For never.
If you can spell it. I'll go ahead and put it out there. Rhea Ripley.
Rhea.
Did you see the Instagram post she put? Rhea all day.
And that's why I'm gonna say Bianca.
You know how many kids were sacrificed to that picture?
Oh gosh. I actually think Io's going to win.
Well,
It was the first
that's a
time that
drug.
Timmy C.
That's a
Tim-
drug for sure.
Timmy C actually got concerned about tariffs.
Oh, that's gonna tear it off.
This thing's gonna tear if I don't leave it alone.
Y'all are terrible.
So Timmy's going with mommy.
You gotta go with mommy.
Brandon's going with mommy.
Yeah, I am.
TJ.
Or TJ, quit staring at that picture.
He's doing more than staring from here.
He needs a minute. He needs a minute.
Uh-oh, he needs a minute.
He's gotta have a minute. He's gotta have a minute.
Amy Vaughn.
I think it's Io Sky. I do.
You
They-
think Io's going to get her respect?
I do. I think that there's got to be something to all of that we've seen of just acting
think-
like this is a one-on-one, and she's the champion.
I
So
think that we're going to hate Bianca Belair's guts when this match is over.
I could see that.
Some of us already do.
I agree, Tina. I agree.
TJ's back. That was quick.
That was a quick rub out. Oh, had to go rubbing up.
We'll get
Is
his
it supposed to
prediction.
take long? I didn't know.
We'll get his
Well,
He
prediction
likes
in
that
a minute.
mama talk, don't he?
They say this is the main event for night one.
Now, they're not saying it. It is the main event for night one. I mean, they said it, but it is the main event. I'm going to go all day long with CM Punk because the reason I say that, they made it clear that, hey, CM Punk, you're going to finally get your main event. Now, what's sweeter than the main event? Winning it. I don't know why, but I just think CM Punk's winning this match.
I'll put you down for CM. I don't agree, and I think we're at a position that if we're going to do anything with Roman to bring him back up the card, that Roman has to make a statement. Because Roman's kind of, for the last year, just kind of been, I mean, Roman's supposed to be it, and he kind of hasn't been Roman. I think Roman needs it. If Roman's going to be a prominent player in the main event picture for the next year. If they're just going to let Roman continue, if Roman's leaving for a while or something, then I could see CM Punk. I don't think Seth Rollins is not going to win this match.
Well, Seth Rollins don't need to win the match.
Seth Rollins is there to eat the pin.
Yeah. He here's the thing. They threw Seth Rollins in there, to put the pizzazz on it. It's either going to be Roman or CM Punk that wins it. That's just, but I think that Punk thinks they owe this to him. And, Roman's won enough championships and he's done it. I think it's Punk's time to shine because they didn't let Punk shine in the Rumble. They didn't let Punk shine in the Chamber. It's time for Punk to shine. He hasn't shined really.
What if he falls victim to the newest incarnation of the bloodline and the tribal chief takes his rightful place? And you got him and Solo and Fatu, and they're bigger and badder than ever.
That's a good point.
Because the bloodline has been dormant long enough now that you could inject Roman back into his rightful place. And it's a three-way match. So there's no disqualification. And I'm saying that you got Roman and Solo and Fatu, and you don't need Tama Tonga and Tongaloa or the Usos.
What are you gonna do with Tama Tonga and Tongaloa?
They get the Primo and Epico spot.
Sweet.
Nah,
I bet they are super jacked about that.
Well, I mean,
they're gonna be the El Matadors.
Let's face it. What are they? They're the Bollywood boys in the group. They're not the best of. I mean, they're
Tama Tonga.
they are not used properly. They're not used properly in WWE. They're the whipping boys for the bloodline.
For just a second.
All right, they're the whipping boys for the bloodline.
Damn,
I'm not saying they're not talented.
Everybody got that picture pulled up of her. I think this match is going to be about Paul Heyman. I think
don't have to
Heyman
rush
acts
y'all.
like he's going to go with Punk, and then he goes back to Roman, and they beat him.
I had us on a 2-hour time limit, but we're not getting this in. So
I know. Well, and you know what, Tim? I do think you're right about that because if you watched Raw last night, Seth was kind of beaten up, or he had a situation with Paul Heyman where he was like, "Now you owe me." So actually, Paul Heyman owes all three of them a favor, I guess you could say. But I'm with you. I think it comes down to where they want to take Paul Heyman and what they're wanting to do with that.
Let me ponder this for you. What if Paul Heyman organizes a super face team to go after the bloodline?
Heyman's not a face.
No, he's not. But he could be.
Alliance, but dumb.
What I'm saying is, what if Roman emerges with a new bloodline tomorrow night and he has no use for a wise man? It's what I say it is. It's a super elite bloodline, but Paul Heyman forges.
TJ has a question.
Go ahead.
He can finish your thought.
I'm just saying that maybe we see Paul Heyman as a face because everybody gets excited when all these perennial baby faces turn heel. Everybody wants to love Paul anyway.
You know, we interviewed Larry Zbyszko a couple years ago.
We did.
And I think we could reform the Dangerous Alliance.
Ooh.
I like your idea.
I'm just saying that he could form a super group. Maybe you get
Arn
Seth,
Anderson back.
Maybe you get Seth and Punk and the Usos, or maybe Tama Tonga and Tongaloa.
You can't do Punk and Rollins.
Because after Jay loses the world title, but put him back with his brother where he belongs.
Why? Because they've been beating the shit out of each other for the last 3 months.
True, they do not like each other.
I was just going to ask, what is your super bloodline? That was my question. Who
it's Roman Reigns reemerges as the tribal chief with Solo and Fatu.
You're going to turn Jacob Fatu face?
No, you're going to turn. He's already going to be a heel. Solo and Fatu are already a heel.
You're turning Roman.
You're turning Roman. Roman reinserts himself as the tribal chief. Babyface Roman blows.
I'm not arguing that.
And they pussified him. They pussified him because he was walking around with his ass in his hand. Hey, brother.
I'm not arguing
hey,
that.
brother, can I get some forgiveness?
To me, it's too soon.
Well, you know, they announced AEW and WWE have a working relationship now.
What?
We put the Shield back together.
No, the new regime at WWE makes being able to work a requirement.
By the way,
he's better off on the other channel.
Yeah,
Who-
sorry,
oh,
you can't
dude.
stab yourself with a fucking butcher knife.
Yeah.
By the way, who wins this match? CM Punk.
Okay.
Who
TJ
didn't know
Wilson.
you were going to say that?
Hey,
CM
you never
Punk.
did say. You never did say when you were having your headphone issues. That's what we're calling it.
Yeah.
I'm wearing new headphones. I don't know if you noticed that.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
but you
something
never said who was
happened
gonna-
out there in your land.
You never said who was going to win that 3-way match.
Which one?
Mommy, Bianca,
Rhea.
Io.
I said it as soon as you put
We
the
knew
picture. Rhea.
what he
Okay.
said. Remember, that's why it went off.
That's why
I also have two Rhea Ripley framed pictures with ring canvases from Royal Rumble wins, so it's Rhea. I have the
Amy?
Royal Rumble
Do
plaque
they
and
have
the
stains on the match?
I was going to say, I don't know what that canvas is used to sop up. But
Hey,
It's framed, so I can't sop it up for anything.
I'm going to move down to Amy Vaughn, who I've recently learned has really got the hots for Brody King.
I do.
Is Roman too clean cut for you?
No,
Okay.
but I
She
prefer
said
CM
no.
Punk.
she likes it dirty.
Is Roman no explanation? No.
This one's a really hard. I do not know. Everybody
gotta be
has.
Punk.
It does.
be
Like I'm very much leaning towards Punk, but I do think what Dave is saying about Roman is very interesting. I do not think Seth Rollins will win. I'm kind of like
No.
you all. He's probably there to add
It
some
depends.
pizzazz and maybe take the pin. But
Taking the
I'm not for sure where Paul Heyman falls in this, and that's where I'm kind of okay. I'm going to say CM Punk. Let's just call it.
So what's interesting here, I think we could have a CM Punk victory and a CM Punk heel turn with Paul and setting up and eventually maybe next year we'll get Punk and Cody, Punk and insert. Again, Punk's sitting over my shoulder. Do I think Punk is going to win another world title? Probably not.
You're carrying me
Dowling.
fast. You're carrying me fast, Devin Dowling, but I like what you're putting down.
Devin Dowling's high ass done figured it out.
Well,
Ooh, I kind of like that too.
we would have got there. We'd have got there when we get to me and Devin Dowling are on the same page, kind of.
Ooh, I like that.
Can I read that and I don't hate it as a thought, but can I need to look in the camera and I need to ask WWE a favor personally.
Well,
I've
they're
been
watching, so
I've been a fan for 36
Yeah.
years. Leave The Rock off TV, please. We're good. Like we understand he's a legend, all-time great. The majority of what he does on TV now sucks. I just leave him off of it. Let him do his Instagram. Oh, look how charitable I'm being videos, and I'm going to give someone a truck that you later find out I'm related to. So that's all fine. Just leave The Rock off TV. We're good. We're good. Thank you.
Ronnie Millsap sings the national. He can't sing no more.
Dude, I saw him at the Dixie Nationals. It was the saddest fucking thing I've ever
What
seen
are we
in my life.
doing?
did he sing Smoky Mountain Rain?
Yeah. Oh, he sang them all. Then they all sounded, and they all had the same cadence.
We've been shitting on this man for bringing up Ronnie Millsap's 2 shows in a row now, and then eventually Dave's like, you know what?
Well, first off,
One of my favorite concerts ever was Ronnie Millsap's.
Hey, I saw him in
but there is no
1982
S
with
on the
Kenny
end. It
Rogers.
is just Ronnie
I said
Millsap.
86 as a joke, and he said 82.
I saw him in 82 with Kenny Rogers. And it was excellent. And I saw
sorry.
him, but I saw him about 8 years ago, and he's not what he used to be.
I'm sorry, Tim. I yelled over you. Go ahead.
Did they do Islands in the Stream when he saw him?
No, that's Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, he saw him with Kenny Rogers.
Well, it wasn't Kenny Rogers and Ronnie Millsap's.
It's not Millsaps. It's just Millsap. There's no.
I saw
S
Kenny
in it.
Rogers and Dolly Parton.
God
and they
damn
sang-
it.
It's
they
like
sang
that
Islands
sap in the
Stream.
tree.
Yeah.
Utah jazz legend Paul Millsap.
Yeah.
Amy Vaughn. JD Hoop is here.
Hey, JD.
Oh.
Did Jay Uso be the third?
The designer of clothing. This man.
No, Mabel is the third man.
The designer of the logo at the top right of your corner.
That's true.
The
Also
designer
the
of the
designer
logo is
of-
on my shirt.
Of many
Dwayne
Cody Rhodes
Gill
outfits.
was the third man.
All right, Amy, who's winning?
I think CM Punk. I
All
think
right.
I'm going to go with that.
With
Give me
help from
C.
Heyman. What?
Roman
You got a
wins.
hole in your ceiling where you point it.
Yeah, yes, I do actually.
He probably does.
I knew it.
Ceiling. Straight to the roof.
That's a
There's
There's
t-shirt.
no S
Damn
at
it.
the end, Darren.
Damn it, that's a t-shirt. With the Millsaps. Ronnie Millsaps
Yeah.
is the third.
All right,
Oh,
the
this one's
main
tough.
event.
This one's tough.
Cody Rhodes defending against 16 times.
Now get it right.
Jesus
right.
Christ.
17 time.
No, it's not happening.
You don't make a little wager?
He's
Because I'm gonna just tell you this right now. This is Cena's last run. What do you think they're gonna do?
I think
You think Cody's had the title? Okay, Cody's made his deal. We've come to the story now. This is the end of the story. This is where John Cena picks up the championship, whether it be for a month or till SummerSlam. This is it, because this is Cena's last run. This is his last WrestleMania. He's walking out champion. That's all there is to say.
well, I'm
I
going to put
agree.
Brandon down for Cena,
I agree.
and I'm going to take it. I'm going to finish. I'm going to go last on this one.
I agree with Brenda. Cena's gonna win.
Amy, you go because mine's going to be kind of long. So you go ahead.
I agree. I do think John Cena is going to win. I just think we're doing a lot here for him to just lose. You know, the whole Rock thing and him kind of being a heel. I think John Cena is going to win.
Okay.
We'll leave the main event Pound Water for last. I'll go here. So somebody compared, I think it was Brian Solomon, who was on our Patreon network on Power of the Pin. I think he compared this Cena heel turn to Andre joining Bobby the Brain Heenan, which was Andre's last run.
Mm-hmm.
He went on to fought Hogan at WrestleMania 3 and lost, which is why I think Cody retains here.
Mm.
But I have more. I don't think it's over here. I think Cody retains here. Times today are not that far unlike 87 in the sense Cody's the ultimate baby face. He's your all-time, big time merchandise seller, blah, blah, blah. Doing the Make-A-Wish, kids, and everything else. Cena doesn't need it. He doesn't need it right now. I think he's going to win 17? Yes. I don't think it's here. I think Cody retains. I think what you're going to see is Cena and unfortunately The Rock and whoever else is going to get involved in that be the Heenan family. And what television enterprise did WWE just recently start pushing again? Saturday night's main event.
Mm.
I think Cena is going to win the title on a fuck finish on a Saturday night's main event.
Oh, come on.
Hey, do you think it's going to be Saturday afternoon's main event since it's the same day as All In?
That would be amazing if it was. I'll even say you're going to get twin Hebners.
What, Brian and Earl?
Brian and Earl. But I retract the referee statement. I'm with the rest of it. I do think Cena's going to win the title. It's not here. Cody retains. Cena's going to win later. And I think Cena's farewell match will be him dropping the title back to Cody.
Cool.
All right.
And I'll even stick with it.
I think Stephens has been overthinking this.
I'll even stick with he's going to drop the title at Saturday night's main event.
And is the $1 Million Man coming back to
purchase
buy
it.
it? Or-
As long as he's not in prison for fraud or whatever he's doing in Mississippi right now.
I'm gonna take 30 seconds. He's not in jail. I mean, we're in Mississippi. You don't get put in prison for anything.
Him and Brett
All right.
Favre, they actually are mayors.
Yeah, I mean,
somewhere in Mississippi.
hell,
He's
Brett
an elected official.
Favre's running around. He spent more money than Ted DiBiase or Brett DiBiase. But anyway,
Well, it's great when you defraud the fucking welfare fund.
Hey,
Well, you know
those
what?
volleyball courts
The
aren't
boys-
going to build
The
themselves.
boys were the brains on that operation. The old
Yeah.
man just got carried along.
Well,
Yeah,
listen,
he,
here's
he,
why I
he
say
was
that.
he was there as the church. That's
Go
what
Bears.
And
is
he
why I say
and
that.
let
Go
me
Bears.
say this about Ted DiBiase.
Oh, Jesus.
No, he honestly has the House of David Ministries that ministers to at youth risk. I've been to the camp. They do
You
very
mean
good
at
work
risk
out there.
youth?
I was there.
At risk youth. What did I say?
Which we have a new
You said
show on our
youth at
Patreon
risk.
network.
Oh.
We have a new show on our Patreon network called I Was There, by the way. That's coming.
And actually, I was filmed by WWE when I was there that night. So the only time that I'm ever on the WWE network as a referee was that night, because they did a where are they now? Where are they now? Ted
Water
DiBiase
Dave?
Jr. Ted DiBiase, and I was just
Oh.
had
Yeah.
Where are they now, Pondwater?
Nobody
While
cares
I'm
what Ted
telling
Jr.
this
is
story, while I'm telling this story, let me also tell you that there was a little boy here in Mississippi that had cancer, and he had lost they had cut off his arm, and he's a huge John Cena fan, and they worked it in to where they got him in the ring to make the cover.
Aw.
Oh, nice.
And I count it was one of the greatest 3 counts I've ever done.
See, I'm fighting real hard not to make that joke.
No, but let me tell you,
Me too. I'm sorry.
but let me tell you, I did that, but then they gave him a WWE belt, and then up on the screen, John Cena came on and talked to him. He was decked out in Cena gear, and Cena recorded a message that was played for him there, and it was really super cool. I started feeling different about Cena at that point, and I saw what an impact he makes on those kids' lives. That being said, I've been clamoring
because he couldn't be there.
but I've clamored
for
for this. But I clamored for this Cena heel turn and I'm super excited about it. But The Rock and Cena have always been contentious, and Cena really got personal with The Rock being Hollywood, and then even
Once in a
said,
lifetime
"Hey,"
part 2.
called him out about writing his promo on his arm and being a real dick to The Rock. I say that to tell you that WrestleMania 41 is going to end the same way that WrestleMania 17 did, with The Rock in the Mr. McMahon role and Cody in the Stone Cold role, and they're going to beat the living piss out of John Cena. Now, John Cena's done badmouth the fans, so you have put Cena at the very bottom of a pit that he's going to have to crawl out of for redemption throughout the rest of his retirement tour, where he will eventually get the 17th title. But I'm telling you, Cody's been duty bopping his ass around looking like Homelander since he got here. And
That's got to be a Mississippi word.
I'm telling you that Cody Rhodes is Homelander. Everybody thinks he's good. He's going to be the greatest heel that's ever been around. Him and The Rock that's how it's going to end. That Cody Rhodes is going to retain with the help of The Rock, and it's a dynamic now that you've turned Cena heel. He's aligned himself with The Rock, and The Rock's like, fuck you. Write that on your arm for a promo.
The Rock.
I mean, to be fair, Cena
The
looks
Rock's
a lot
gonna-
friendlier in this picture than
The Rock's going to turn to CeeLo Green.
Well, here's my little tidbit on it. The reason I say Cena wins WrestleMania. That's the biggest show of the year. Cena wants to be remembered. I won the championship my 17th at WrestleMania. I think Cena wins it at WrestleMania. The whole Cody, Austin, McMahon thing, I just don't see that. I
don't
honestly
think Cena needs it. I don't think Cena.
he don't need it.
I don't think he wants
But
it.
I think with it being his retirement,
I think he does want it. I would want
I
it.
think he wants it too.
What's it why? So he can say he got one more than Ric Flair, knowing he's not a pimp.
Yeah,
He's got one more than Ric Flair at
guess what?
WrestleMania.
I think WWE wants it because they would much rather trot John Cena out there than Ric Flair.
Well, yeah, Ric Flair's 74.
But
so-
then Ric
Well,
Flair
and
Ric Flair's
John
gotta start
Cena
doing
ain't
is-
been waving his dick at people on planes.
But Ric Flair can claim 22.
Oh, he claimed more than that.
He can claim he's 22. But
I
it
mean, if we
doesn't
want to
matter.
get in this argument, Jerry Lawler's been a world champion like 73 times.
But I don't care.
And if I wanted to, I could go book myself to be a world champion.
But I'm telling you, he can beat Ric Flair's record. But when it comes to being inside those, when it comes to working on the mic and being inside that ring, John Cena is not the worker Ric Flair is.
Look. All right. I'm a big Ric Flair mark. I always love Ric Flair. But Hogan, Cena,
Let's pose.
Austin,
Bigger stars.
always sold more tickets.
I bought tickets to see Austin. I promise you, I've never bought a ticket. I've never bought a ticket to see John Cena.
Let me just say this. One of the most
Guess what, Dave?
profitable
You're not his target demo.
WrestleManias was
That's
WrestleMania 3.
That's true.
Was WrestleMania 3. Hogan and Andre.
Negative
that
4
That was
stars,
not a
okay.
great match. We can say, it was,
Sold tickets.
exactly. It was built.
It's a great
As a
storytelling match. It's a great
Yes.
storytelling match.
Great storytelling match.
Now, is
Working
John
match?
Cena a better human being than Ric Flair?
Yes,
Without a fucking shadow of a doubt.
in
I
a
don't
walk.
know. Possibly. Who knows?
Possibly. Possibly.
By the way,
this
Pond
guy.
Water.
I know it sounds like I don't like John
You
Cena,
watched
I respect
Vacation
John Cena.
Friends or whatever it is.
but what I respect him for is his Make-A-Wish kid still. And
Sure.
using,
I mean, I would be
but when
if
he
you're a
does, he
marketable
comes off the
person,
rope and he does that weak-ass shoulder tackle, I want to throw something at the TV.
Well, so here
Play
let's
that
do
shit
this.
in, boy.
You
Damn.
can't take the Make-A-Wish thing away from Cena. He's
No.
gonna have that forever. But I will summarize my argument with Cody retaining here with this. Did Austin win the world title in his last WrestleMania? No, I was there. He did not. Did Kurt Angle? No. Did Shawn Michaels? No. Did The Undertaker? No. Did Triple H? No. Cena's not special. He's not winning the world title in his last WrestleMania.
have
That
you
is
not watched
special.
the last 20 years? He's not special.
He's kind of special.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
compared to
he
who I
comes
just
back in
named off-
2008, wins the Royal Rumble when there was plenty of talent that could have won the Royal Rumble that year. I mean, Cena is always put, because he sells to the kids. He's always put in these positions.
He's not
You know-
selling to the kids right now.
No, he's not selling to the kids right now, but he's still got
He's
pull.
selling to the
He's got
adults
that
right
creative
now.
clause in there.
Well, let me tell you,
sure.
Here's what I meant by that. Compared to the guys I just mentioned who did not win the world title in the last WrestleMania, he's not special. He's the same. He's not going to
not.
win the world title.
But-
Cody's retaining.
but when Stone Cold shows up, I get excited. When Goldberg shows up, I get excited. When Brock shows up, I
Why?
get excited.
Why do you get
Goldberg.
excited?
Because
Why'd you
they're-
bring him up?
What
Because-
in the hell?
Because they're believable.
Who's believable? Goldberg?
Yeah.
Where's he believable at? He got tased and lost to Kevin
The most
Nash.
believable Goldberg ever was when he kicked Bret Hart's head off.
Yeah. I mean,
That was believable.
if you want to say
The Bret Hart hate is
Austin
too
was
much.
believable, yes, Austin was believable. You want to say Undertaker's believable, yes. You want to say
Towards the end, he was
towards the end.
The Rock's finishing move sucked ass.
But
Cody's
you want
competing.
to put Goldberg
Cody's competing with us
in
now,
there.
Oh no.
y'all.
There goes
Let's
Bart.
go, Cena.
maybe Cody needs some co-hosts. You never know.
Goldberg
You
was
never know.
around in WCW 2000.
But
That's
what I'm
not
saying
believable.
is, Goldberg. I still get excited when Goldberg shows up. I like the pyro entrance. I like
I mean,
the
you
music.
probably get excited when Damian Demento shows up.
Hey, Damian Demento wrestled 4 matches on Monday Night
The
Raw.
point-
It was in the signature.
He was in
for
the
a
main
year and a half.
event.
The
on
point I
Monday
was
Night Raw.
making
Get it
is-
right now.
My demographic,
Of course.
we like our stuff a little more believable.
Your demographic.
Cena's, I don't know, man. It's just, but when I
Have
tell
you
you
seen
that,
Vacation Friends? It's believable.
but what I'm telling you right now, if this happens the way that I think it should happen, how great of a story is this that John Cena has turned his back on the fans and realized that, man, I messed up. And he's got to pull himself up by the bootstraps. The whole, it's his whole say your
He wears
prayer, eat your
tennis
vitamin
shoes.
bullshit stick. Hustle, loyalty, respect. He's got to win the fans back, and then he's got to chase Cody and The Rock down to avenge this evil that's been done to him. It's his redemption story. And that's how you retire him as a 17-time heavyweight champion.
So we're gonna make him Vern Gagne.
He's gonna go out there and hey,
At 58 years old.
Oh, you had to see my Ronnie Garvin and raise me.
Exactly.
Hey,
That's a good
Vern
one.
was a badass.
Keep going.
leader.
I'll bring up Greg.
Hey, Vern was killing motherfuckers at the nursing
At,
home.
at 82.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
So I mean,
He
Turn
had
him into a
dementia.
hey, Vern Gagne was believable to the end.
Yeah, because he was murdering people.
He was really doing it. It wasn't. You didn't have to believe it. But I do want to say
Holy
this.
shit, he just killed that guy.
Tina's got a question, but before he does, I want to say this.
Timmy probably has to pee.
Before we get out of here, Dave, I do want to say something. I do want to give me a second to talk about a movie I saw. But go ahead, Tina.
No, go ahead.
What are we doing right now?
I was just going to ask: has anybody ever seen it's kind of a wrestling movie, Dark Match with Chris Jericho in it?
Not a chance. I've seen that.
I've seen Jericho in a lot of dark matches.
If I saw a movie
And a
build
bunch
with
that
Chris,
should have been dark matches.
if I've seen a movie build with Chris Jericho, I will go out of my way to not watch it.
All right. Well, I'm just going to say this. My wife pulls this up and she goes on Shudder, and she goes, "I'm not going to tell you what the movie is. I want you to see it. Just let it start." I said, "Well, who's in it?" She wouldn't even tell me who's in it. So I watched it, and I'm
Chris
like,
Levine.
this is a B-rated movie, and it was actually good.
It was on Shudder. Of course, it's a B-rated movie.
No, it was terrible. But the production actually looked good, but the movie itself was interesting. And I was like, all right, you got to check out, Dark Match. At least look at it.
Well, it's smart. It's smart for those guys to do those movies, and Kevin Nash does them. And but by doing that, they keep the
Who's
sag.
Kevin Nash?
He was in Magic Mike.
They keep the sag.
Amy's seen it,
but he does all those shitty movies because
She was in that movie, wasn't she?
He was in 2 Magic Mikes, and he was in The Longest Yard.
and he was in Teenage.
Tina
Mutant
went with
Ninja
me to
Turtles.
see
He
it.
was also in The
Shredder.
Punisher.
He
But
was
what
in
I'm
The
telling
Punisher.
you is that they do these movies because they can keep their SAG card and they can get benefits that they can't get from professional
No,
wrestling.
that's true. That is true.
Insurance.
So
All right,
I'm
so-
sure with Jericho, with his cruises and everything, he's hurting. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Timmy.
All right, so I have two things. We can wind the show out with my last one.
Oh,
But
great.
you said Homelander. The Boys does not come back till summer. I could see Cody turning at SummerSlam because I think it's a good cross marketing campaign. The second thing is when that little boy got the John Cena video, was he there going, "You can't see me"?
Okay. You had a good point. You're like, allow me to
God. Hey,
shit. Allow
y'all.
me to shit on the steeple to ruin it.
No, let me tell you. Take a second, and I'm going to tell you about Big Time Belts. And this is going to come back to Timmy. Big Time Belts, Facebook.com. High quality, low prices. Athena is sporting her Forever Women's Champion spinner at Ribeiro when she got her jacket. The Ohio Hatchet Wrestling Champion, they got their belt, their very unique title at Big Time Belts. The Undisputed Pizza Champion, I think he's about 400 pounds lighter than what I think the Pizza Champion should look like. So
Looks like Rey Mysterio, Pizza Champions.
but he got his pizza belt from Big Time Belts. Bayou Independent Southern Championship replica was bought by one of our supporters for his nephew, and he went to Big Time Belts, and it's fantastic. Look at that replica of the WWF Ladies Champion. Leilani Kai wanted one, and Big Time Belts hooked her up, and the champ is happy to have a piece of memorabilia from her past. And the Ram Network football belt was provided by Big Time Belts, won by Timmy C, who saw one of those kids in a wheelchair.
I
And,
made fun of him before I gave it to him, though.
but
He didn't.
that
He
little
didn't.
boy lit up and saw
I
that
was
belt,
there.
and Timmy didn't just let him take a picture with the belt. Timmy let him have the belt.
Mhm. I do. I keep this low key, but I also like candles for Tim. So I is working a little bit. So
And
I mean, don't let him fool you. I made fun of that little kid before I gave him the belt.
He didn't.
I hit him upside the head with it before I gave
He
it to him.
didn't. He didn't. He didn't. None of that happened. So here's the real story. We were leaving. I don't remember what we were doing, but we
drinking.
Top
were
Guy Rumble.
we were drinking.
we were very intoxicated. I don't remember any of the Royal Rumble, and we left. And there was a
You didn't remember the weekend because this was the first night.
well, exactly. So this was all the. I'm not making any of this up. This is legit. We're leaving, walking to the Von Braun Civic Center, the convention center, and there is a child in a wheelchair with his two parents. And for whatever reason, well, Timmy was not summer suiting it up that day, but he was dressed like Timmy dresses and had the belt. And for whatever reason, this kid thought Timmy was somebody. So
God damn it, Timmy is somebody.
Timmy looks pretty indie-rific when he's.
I'm not arguing that.
He had the
At all.
uniform.
He looks
on,
like something
Brandon.
off Wrong Turn. But
He
Timmy
had
could
the-
be
had
a
the
main
uniform
event
on.
heel anywhere in the country in an independent promotion. So we're walking through. Timmy finds this, and the kid calls out to him, and Timmy talks to the kid, and Dave and I were both there, and I feel like I'm. Poundwater, were you with
was
us? Or
not.
Sarah was
Was it-
with us.
was it Efren? Somebody else was with us. Anyway,
matter.
not important. So
I don't feel like it was Efren.
Timmy talks to the kid, and mind you, Timmy's got the belt over his shoulder like a tool, and he talks to the kid. They could take a picture of the belt, and Timmy just goes, "It's yours now," and leaves. I'm like, did you just leave the fantasy football? It's our fantasy football belt. Did you just leave that fantasy football belt with that kid? He goes, "Yeah." I'm like, everyone's gonna think you're a sweetheart, but I kind of think you're a dick because I was like third in the league.
Well, Timmy was a heel because he fucking rigged the playoff system. Like my wife was doing good, and she thought because normally when you lose, you're out.
Make the playoffs.
And you weren't out after the first
Playoffs.
loss. So she didn't even bother picking a team for the next week because she thought she was out and she wasn't. Anyway,
Playoffs.
but I'm gonna close the show. I'm gonna close the show on a sad note tonight. Before I do, I want to thank our guest, Brandon Turner. Brandon, keep doing what you're doing over there. I can't wait to see you at the matches with Koloff. You cheating bastard! I have to keep an eye on you. But
I kept my eye on you that night.
But I really enjoyed being on your program Around the Indies. Check us out. You can catch it over on Facebook and YouTube. While you're subscribing to our channel, subscribe to his channel Around the Indies. He's cranking out content all week long. He's a go-getter, and he's shining the spotlight on independent wrestling. He's doing a great job,
Well,
and we love that here.
Anybody, if you're listening to this, if you're an independent wrestler, I don't care where you're from. If you want to be on the Around the Indies, all you got to do is email us at kellybuckx@gmail.com. We'll get you on the show. I'll get you a date. Or you can message us on Facebook. We'll get you on a date.
Kelly Buck X, is that Willie Buck's brother?
No, screw Willie Buck. Okay?
Oh,
Willie
man.
Buck has been a problem for me for a long time, and I cannot stand him. All he does is that yeet, two claps and Ray Fury this and Ray Fury that. He's always talked down to my greatest client, Vladimir Koloff. So, Willie Buck, you're a piece of trash.
Oh man.
You must have not responded to his Facebook post.
He messaged me. I had to mute him on Facebook on the DMs. I mean, he was like Amy. I had to mute him. It was just like
Room 212. Room 212.
hey, Poundwater, all this fun stuff we do on our network, how would they be able to do all that for $1 a month?
Well, what you would have to do is you would have to go to patreon.com/Ram Network for just
Two
$1 a month.
We have two banners.
Mhm.
We got a banner and a ticker. We're
love
overachieving. I mean, we just had a big day. We did I Was There. We did a world class
Efren.
flashback. We did a watch along where we watched Super Clash '85, and it did not suck. It was
It was not terrible.
I mean, it was really good. I mean,
I'm going to be advancing the booking contest this week. That will be happening. Starcade 97.
but I mean, it's $1 a month. We ain't getting rich. It's a labor of love. Where TJ left?
Damn.
He said what he said, and he said, "I'm out."
Yeah, I got my shit in. I'm
He
out.
said, I gotta go see Mama again. I gotta go see Mommy again.
Damn, that was quick.
He's
World
back.
record.
I have a side button on my mouse, and apparently, if I click it, it means just end the world.
Yeah,
He did the Luke the Bushwhacker in the Royal Rumble in 90.
Hey!
but hey, for $1 a month over at patreon.com/the Ram Network, we're ramping it up too. We're trying to improve. I mean, it's already good, but we're just trying to make it better. And I mean, if you like wrestling like we do, then make your way over there. And
We have a show about Portland wrestling.
yes, TJ over there owns the Portland Library.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
I'll have to go back and check this out because I definitely wouldn't mind seeing some of that stuff.
Well, we
Now-
just started, so episode 2 is getting ready to come out.
Well, you guys are definitely going to have to get the Brilliant One on the show because I love to talk wrestling. I love to talk wrestling. Anything crazy, anytime I can run my mouth. Hold on. Got another text. I know what room you're in. You ain't got to keep doing that. I know already. Okay.
Now,
Amy.
we've had fun tonight.
Amy's in hour 3. She doesn't spend another 20
We've had fun tonight, but I want to take an opportunity to tell you about a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
He was the voice of Texas wrestling. Mr. Rob Moore passed away. He's been sick for a while, declining health, and he lost his battle and he passed away. He started broadcasting at 19 years old. At 19 years old, he became the news director at KGVL in Greenville, Texas, ESPN 1400 AM, 93.5 The Coyote. But he had a love for professional wrestling, and it didn't just stop there. I mean, he just wasn't just a fan. He was involved. He's a great broadcaster. He could call that action, and he called wrestling for SWE Fury, IHWE. He's a member of that the Southern Hall of Fame, the same one I'm in. Texoma Pro, PCW. That's where I met him when I started. He was calling the action at PCW. NAWA. That was Killer Brooks operation. XCW in Denton, Texas. NWA Southwest. Man, he
SWE Fury.
Yeah, he was on SW Fury. Multiple radio stations. I mean, he had a career in radio, and he did it. He was 63 years old. He started when he was 19, and nobody. You go search Rob Moore on Facebook today. See all the comments about him, and you won't see a bad one. And you see just how much of a positive impact this man had on people, and how much he was truly loved. And he's going to be missed. Definitely going to be missed. And with that, we're gonna get out of here, and we'll see you next week on Talking Wrestling with Palm Water and Amy.